Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by
StreamlineFlorida.com. I was talking to Brian Zymel the other day.
How's he doing? He's got to be busy as all hell.
Yeah, he said he's caught up, and if people are in a bad situation right now and need some cash to hold them over for a couple months, and you have a house, you could do this thing called a cash out refi.
Okay.
Basically, refinance your house if you have equity. A lot of people do. Get cash out. It can be done completely over the phone. In fact, if you go to StreamlineFlorida.com, scroll down, there's our logo right there.
Yeah.
When you click on it, it's Brian Zymel's personal cell phone number. You can call him up.
Yeah, no BS. That's his cell.
Yeah.
He'll get right back to you, or normally just answers.
And if you don't know, he'll ask for some paperwork and stuff.
Super easy.
Everything can be done over the phone, and he'll let you know if it's the correct business decision to get some cash out of your house. And like I said, if you have no other alternative, this could be a great alternative to get you some cash. Plus, you don't have to pay a mortgage payment May or June if you refinance.
Yeah, that'll help.
Now.
Just getting in front of somebody, just getting Brian on the phone, or one of his team members, one of the Streamline staff, just to answer your questions, will give you that peace of mind. Because it may not be right for you, but I guarantee you he's going to make the right decision for you. He's not going to force it. He's not going to get you in a position where you're doing something that could hurt you later. In fact, he's going to look out for you and make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. But maybe you are like, hey, let me take $20,000 out of the equity of my house just as a backup plan. I don't have to pay any mortgage payment May or June. Like I said, everything done over the phone. The only thing you have to do is go in for the closing, which he says has been pushed back till May anyway.
Like he did talk me out of taking money out of my home and buying a brand new Polaris slingshot. I needed him to do that because it was a dumb idea. It's really dumb, but that's what he's there for. He and his team, man, I guarantee you're going to love these guys. StreamlineFlorida.com.
Absolutely.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Whoopee! Do you know what else is disappearing from the supermarket shelves? Toilet paper. Ha! You can laugh now. There is an acute shortage of toilet paper in the good old United States. We got to quit writing on it. But I want to tell you, it is serious. I just saw a commercial where... I know it's coming. Where Mrs. Olson comes in with a shopping bag, and the housewife says, forget the coffee, just give me the shopping bag. I want to tell you...
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 564.
Hey, it is show number 564 of A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. I can never not say that because on a corporate time earlier this week, I didn't announce her, and then she started talking incessantly about her tits. Ladies and gentlemen, our producer, Samantha.
Hi, all my cool cats and kittens.
Oh, I like that. Oh, our Carol. Look, everybody, Carol's here. Dressed as Joe Exotic is your sales guy. See, I'm distancing myself.
Yeah.
Is your sales guy, Mr. Travis Butler, as Joe Exotic.
Fuck that bitch, Carol.
All right.
Travie Paul Randy.
Travie Paul Randy, his alter ego, is here. We're trying to keep this as normal as humanly possible, but that's not going to be possible, so fuck it. Let's just laugh and have some fun and shoot the shit. It is a All Jokes Friday.
Yes.
You know, who knows? We could order a pizza. We could, who knows what we could fucking do today.
Yeah.
By the way, ordering a pizza is the only thing we can do. Everything else is fucking-
Let's get crazy.
Yeah, I did a D-Rug there. I did the D-Rug 5000 there because I was like, look, I'm about to go crazy on y'all, and then I got nothing. I had nothing, but welcome to the show, everybody. We are going to, in fact, try to make this as normal as possible. And I know that you and I have been a little conflicted on that because you don't want people to think that you're not being like sensitive to what we're all going through if you decide to make jokes. I have this problem a lot. I would say that this is a characteristic of. I was going to say character flaw.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say that.
it's a flaw.
I have a characteristic in me that when things are at their absolute weirdest and worst, I have to make jokes. And if I don't, I start to die.
Well, yeah.
A little bit
Can't be all doom
inside.
and
So
gloom.
that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to do a little bit of that. But before that, I know that you do have some things we need to kick around and get done with before we jump into voicemails and emails.
Yeah, a couple things. First off, our documentary, I know it's a couple years old now, and
The only difference is that we're fat.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a good documentary, great story,
we're
well done.
Collectively, almost 100 pounds fatter a couple years ago.
Holy shit, dude.
You want to see fat Tom and Dan, you can go to Amazon, and if you, Amazon Video, if you are Prime subscriber, you get it for free now.
Oh my
So
God,
it's
the video
available
of me
for
on the
free.
scooter, I watched a little bit last night.
yeah.
It looks like a bowling ball and a roller skate.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I look so terrible. I was like 34 pounds heavier there.
yeah.
What? Why didn't you guys fucking say something?
Well,
My
I
God.
was fatter than you were.
But we fixed that. Well, we're continuing to fix it, although we may be undoing all of it in quarantine. We'll talk about that later.
Yep. So if you go to Prime, it is for free now, and you could watch that anytime you want. It's available on demand. Also, we're doing a merch promo. Basically, a month ago, I got with our merchman, Eric, and he was going to go around to all these events that were happening.
We honestly had him scheduled at
Pints
between
and Paul's.
10 and 15. 10 and 15 different events, even little events that
Porch
we've never
Fest
been a
and-
part of.
Yeah.
Baldwin Park had some stuff scheduled. We're going to put him out at
the food truck events. And
the first Fridays that they do with all the different vendors.
So we ordered a bunch of promo stuff to give away, and obviously that's not happening. So we're running a merch promotion where if you...
We can't even hand these koozies out to you. We're not allowed.
If you order a piece of merch, you get a free pair of Tom and Dan sunglasses and a brand new koozie.
By the way, everything from China.
Plus, Eric throws in
Wipe it down.
magnets and stickers as well.
Did you know that?
So if you do order a piece of merch, if you can, obviously, don't overextend yourself, but that would help us out a lot. We do run this whole thing by ourselves.
Yeah.
We are a small business. We're not associated with any corporation.
Well, if you even knew how scared we actually were inside of our brains.
Yeah.
Man. You have no idea.
We're doing fine. Although, another thing, if any BDMs out there, this is a small way to help us. If you could go to the Love Meter and up your subscription by $1, we're just asking for $1.
It goes a long way.
Just for the next couple months, that would help us definitely, because we've had a lot of advertisers that are going through really rough times right now.
Yeah.
So our, we've told you guys before, our entire business revolves around BDMs, which we're super thankful for because it's diversified between thousands of BDMs. Sure. So that helps us out a lot.
Well, the community,
stable.
and also a non-monetary benefit to having the BDM community is the fact that we all kind of lean on each other, and it's it's you know what I mean? Like it's got those are friends of mine that I can talk to now, and it makes me feel better to have conversations with you guys, see how you're doing.
It's who I consider as my community.
Yeah,
right?
the board of
BDMs,
directors, man. Yeah, our buddies.
So, and then the other half of our revenue comes from advertising, obviously. And while that is kind of being affected during these times, the next couple months, if the BDMs can, throw us an extra $1 by going back to the Love Meter, and you can up your subscrition by $1 only, or whatever you want, and that would help us out a lot in the next couple months.
No, you said $1 only.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Or
I'm
listen,
just fucking with you.
if you're going through rough times, you could always
I can't
back
look.
it off.
I can't look to my left because Travis is dressed like Joe Exotic. So I have to stare dead into your eyes while you're doing something that's serious. Because, look, we are a small business, so everything that you're saying is accurate. Yeah. But also, I'm really worried about a lot of our server buddies, our bartender buddies, our beer tender buddies.
Those are people that can't work, obviously.
Our servers, our waiters and waitresses that bust their ass in food service.
The businesses can't even be open regularly.
But if they do have curbside pickup, I saw, driving over here, I saw somebody out there hammering signs. Hey, just letting you know, my little cafe has, you can get a coffee. I'll bring it out to you. I'll bring you a sandwich. Go support those guys. I know Andrea and I have been doing, at least one meal a day if we can, a sandwich or something,
I enacted Tom Vann's double dinner.
Vann's double dinner.
Which I suggest everybody do. First, you have the gruel that your wife makes you. And you gag that down, and then
I think that's just you two.
And then, at least me and Travi Paul Randy, we eat our gruel.
I had tacos last night. I had hard shell tacos.
It's a delectable meal.
By the way, stand and stuff taco shells can eat all dicks. Fuck you, stand and stuff. You're a hunk of shit, and you give me this false security that I can walk with you on my plate, but that's not going to happen because at the last minute you're going to fall off and smash on the floor, and then Caesar's going to eat you, and he's going to get diarrhea in the middle of the night. So fuck you.
And then the second dinner, I proclaim that I need to do my part as, a citizen of this community and support small business. And then I order another dinner later on that night.
Secret dinner.
And then I eat that.
I can't wait for Fat Tom to come back.
He is coming.
Butler, warm up your...
snacking, double dinnering.
Warm up your white Kangol, because Fat Tom's back. All right.
Yes.
My goal is to get to a documentary fat.
Did you get high as Chong and just get the munchies?
No, yeah. And
you told me 2 days ago you ate a fucking cupcake.
Yeah.
I've never heard of you eating a cupcake. Where'd you get a cupcake?
Again, my wife will buy those mini cupcakes at Publix to give to the boys.
A snack stack, a treat.
Well, it's really as a bribe to eat their goddamn vegetables during dinner. They eat their gruel. And
the gruel bribe.
And then I was like, fuck it, I'm eating one too. Because,
you ate the gruel, so you get a cupcake.
Exactly.
That's true. That's the rules.
And all bets are off.
Or the gruels. Those are the gruels.
You get into the state mentally where everybody going through a stressful time. You're like, fuck it, I'm eating.
Stress eating, yeah.
It doesn't you know what? I could I'll gain 5 or 10. I'll lose it later.
I got this weird feeling lately because that we're working, but we're not working. But we are working.
Our schedule hasn't changed, which is odd because everybody's talking about. Obviously how it's disrupted their lives.
Well, I've gotten to this thing where, I get up and it, feels like a weekend. Yeah, I've been kind of sleeping in a little bit, and my wife's at home. So she'll get up and then run downstairs to get working, and then her and Maisie will get up, but they'll let me sleep, which I'm not sure I understand why they're doing that. But anyway, I take advantage of it, and I sleep, and then when I get up, I'm like, oh, it's Saturday, and then I'm just like, I'm going to drink some beers. I just want to drink beers at 9 a.m. and just day drink until the end of the day.
Yeah,
and then
you got nowhere to go.
Yeah,
so it's fine.
I feel like...
Well, he's talking about a Wednesday.
Yeah,
or
a Monday. No, because I don't have a concept anymore of the weekly schedule. My schedule is there's no definitive lines.
Well, we do have a digital calendar you could always take a gander at.
No, I look at it, but I'm usually so fucked up I don't even understand it. I'm like, I can't even read this.
Digital garbage man.
Yeah, I am a digital garbage man.
So, if you guys want to call in, feel free. We're going to do some voicemails, some emails.
But do you want me to explain the clip that I played at the beginning of the show?
The Carson clip? Yeah.
Yeah, because I found this to be extremely interesting, and you can actually take this clip and apply it to what's happening right now. This was printed in the Atlantic, so it's no bullshit, but I'll just read you a little bit. It says, it started with the rumor, you can laugh now, Johnny Carson said, when he was talking about the, I'll play a little bit of
paper short.
Yeah, here, I'll play a little bit of the clip again, just so you can hear Johnny Carson. Here's what he said.
Do you know what else is disappearing from the supermarket shelves? Toilet paper. You can laugh now.
Okay, so he's talking about the United States having a toilet paper shortage.
What year was this?
1973.
Okay.
Guess what? It wasn't true.
What do you mean?
He was just riffing. He had just written a joke.
Oh, so he started with something.
Yes.
Okay.
He said that. But so many people watched Johnny Carson that in 1973, the act of him talking about a toilet paper shortage created a fucking toilet paper shortage.
Yeah, okay.
People were hoarding it. People were still buying it up like crazy. To the point, they go back to the point where, they go through this. There's actually a documentary about this entire episode called The Great Toilet Paper Scare. It premiered today on theatlantic.com if you want to go there and check it out. It says some experts regard the toilet paper shortage of 1973 as a case study in the mechanics of the rumor mill or fake news. Earlier that year, the stock market crashed, losing more than 45% of its value, one of the worst declines in history. To make matters worse, an oil embargo caused gas prices to spike dramatically. Fear and uncertainty were in the air. The climate was ripe to spread misinformation. He wrote the joke. He delivered the joke. Toilet paper gone.
No shit.
Not even real.
Huh.
Not even a real thing.
It's funny that we all do the same shit.
We're doing it right now.
Yeah.
We're fucking doing it right now.
Yeah. Of course. Humans haven't changed. It's the same shit.
It says the doctor that actually wrote this. He says believes that people today are more vulnerable than ever to misinformation. We live in an age of misinformation, and it's important to recognize that, especially when we're in the midst of a crisis. He said, when you look at what happened in 1973 versus what's happening now, it's clear that we consume media, and the way that we consume media has evolved over time. But the way that we react to certain kinds of information are exactly the same.
It makes sense.
I just thought it was a fucking amazing article because I had wandered
Did he
upon
get
that.
any blowback for creating that?
They didn't really say much about that. Like, I guess they'll probably handle that in the documentary, which I as much as I don't want to get sucked into documentaries like you do, I think I'm going to have to watch this.
Because now, like, we don't know the people that create the memes or, like, start.
No.
And it's more of like a hive.
Have you been on that website?
It's not just one person. It's more of...
What is that website that you can go to? Is it like Know Your Meme? I think it's called Know Your Meme. Have you been on that?
No.
Well, if you don't understand the meme,
it explains
you can
it.
go there and type in the keywords for it, and it'll find it, and it'll tell you like who made it, its origin, when it came out, the year, what it revolves around, where are they now?
They know who made it, like
if they can track it down. Yeah, if they can track it down.
Well, there should be a digital footprint on there. Make it.
Yeah, there'll be something on there. Like meta tags or ID3 tags or something. Well, those are for audio, but like,
or at least the country.
There's meta information, like kind of like sewn inside the thing.
But the whole toilet paper shortage, I mean, it probably started somewhere. Like
no, they describe
local,
it right here.
And then the pictures of the empty shelves.
So
and
you got to think California. You got to think Johnny Carson, right? And he explains it like this. The doctor that wrote the article, he says, like, as soon as that came out, and there was already, it's like the conditions were ripe, like there was already uncertainty and people were scared.
Yeah.
So when he came out and he wrote the joke, he said that people in, like, I guess in the, I would say West Coast, they got it and then they started pulling toilet paper. And the way that it works is, and he describes it, he's like, the way, even right now, people go in, heard about it, buy a bunch of toilet paper. Well, if one person sees that person doing it,
they're like, well, I might as well grab another one.
No matter, they're like, well, something's fucking happening. I got to buy the toilet. Why is this guy buying toilet paper? But we also aren't the type of people who are going to go like, hey, Tom's not going to go, hey, why are you buying all that toilet paper? Now, I might, because that's more my personality. But you're just going to process it on yourself and go, let's get buying toilet paper. I'm not going to ask him, but he must know something. He must know something. I'm going to buy some toilet paper. Why make it awkward and ask him, right? Just buy the fucking toilet paper. And that keeps going, and it's just like the virus.
The empty shelves.
It multiplies. Yeah, it just multiplies.
It's interesting that it was able to spread through the country just off of word of mouth, and then probably local news reporting on a short. It's like it spreads in media back then just through whatever media form there was. But because if there's lack of toilet paper, every small town news station is going to be like, Now
the guy that created this documentary, do you realize that he's been doing this for a couple of years? This isn't like something that he knew that this was going to happen. It just so happened that we have a toilet paper shortage right now, and the guy's like, "Oh fuck, that's what I'm doing my documentary on. I'll release it." You know what I mean? Like that's just dumb luck.
Yeah.
That's just he says he has a quote. He said, "I never thought my film would have this kind of relevance that it's currently holding right now. It's truly astonishing and shocking. A toilet paper panic sounds absolutely ludicrous, but here we are once again panicking years after 1973 shortage." I thought it was like super. Sometimes little things like that happen, and we always talk about the Great Magnet and things swinging through and nothing being original and it's cyclical.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, makes it 100%. But our toilet paper shortage now definitely it must have originated from something, like from some part of like the country.
I'm sorry, it was me.
And then the empty shelf pictures caused the panic and perpetuated it. Then everybody bought it all up, and then that's it. And then now the videos, which everybody's seen on Facebook or whatever, of them taking like shipments to Costco, and then the hordes of people fighting each other over toilet paper. Which, by the way,
I'm just not going to do that.
No. Goddamn embarrassing.
Yeah, it is embarrassing. I can figure out a way to wipe my ass. I'll be all right.
But anytime you fight someone over something that's not like essential for your survival, like, you know, the Black Friday videos, and then like now there's the toilet paper videos, is absurd. Now I understand wiping your ass with other things is pain in the butt.
What is the best thing to wipe your ass with?
That's not toilet paper?
That's not toilet paper.
Sock.
Yeah.
Sock?
Yeah. My friends...
Put your hand in it?
Yeah. My friends used to shit...
No, you cut them up in little strips.
No, you put your hand in
make
it.
the most of it.
I would put my hand in it.
I remember a lot.
My wife has this really nice faux fur rabbit jacket. I would like to actually take the inside of that rabbit jacket and wipe my ass with it. It's fake fur. It's fake fur.
I know, but I don't
She's
want
mad at you right now. So
No.
now you're launching.
She's not happy with you.
Yeah, she's certainly not happy with you stealing her blouse and her extensions.
Oh, I grew this out myself.
That's a pretty good Tiger King.
When in high school, I feel like a lot of my friends used to shit randomly everywhere, like in like.
Well, he lived at a zoo apparently, like just like a dog.
Man.
Like we used to no one was ever inside.
Seth grew up in Miami too, didn't he?
What, you guys? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so.
I've seen a track record here, like people
Springs or something.
You guys want to shit outside and shit random places?
I can honestly say that at 43 years of age, I've never just shit randomly. Every shit that I've taken has had a purpose and a toilet.
Everybody thought it was funny,
or a diaper.
Like, and we were never inside houses. Like in high school, we couldn't be inside because that's where your parents.
Smoke.
Where your parents were. Yeah, you can't
smoke inside.
So we were just like roaming the city, you know, or like the suburbs of Kendall, like
defecating him.
And then we'd be drinking.
Wild band of wild turds.
And any of my friends that had to shit, they'd usually go behind bushes or whatever and shit and use their socks to wipe their butt.
That was put their socks back on?
No. Just
leave
leave
the socks.
it there. Yeah.
No, you leave them.
You guys were real assholes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
hey, I'm going to leave my shitty sock in your front
yard. Hold on. I do have one time I remember that I had to poop. I was little, though.
I have so many questions with the sock thing.
I was like 12 or 13, I want to say. I was playing Army in the woods, and I had to poop really bad, but I had I'd set up a great little area, and I'd crawled under, like, some vines had created almost like a natural shelter.
Canopy?
Yeah, a canopy, and I'd crawled under it, and it took me too long to get in there. I wasn't going to get out. So I crawled a little further, and I just dropped trowel, and then I took a shit there. And then I realized I didn't have anything to wipe my ass, so then I had to crawl out, and go home.
You just had shit ass?
Yeah, because I'm an idiot, you know. And
use
then
some leaves.
And then I can remember loving that place that I was playing Army in, the little canopy, as Tom's calling it.
Yeah.
And I kept going back to it, and I would check the progress of how my turd was disintegrating. And the first day it was fresh and wet and shiny, and the second day it had all those bright teal flies all over it.
Oh, yes.
And then the third day...
Doo-doo flies. The big...
Yeah, they're huge.
Jumbo doo-doo
They're
flies.
jumbo. And then the third day, it had, gotten, almost it was just deteriorating. And I remember poking it with a stick. Because that's what you do. Didn't bring...
Boys are gross.
Didn't mean to bring the party down. You've never poked your doo-doo with a stick?
No, I have not.
All right.
Put it in a fire.
You shit in a fire? Yeah. You gotta one up everybody over here.
Shit in the fire.
Shit in the fire. I did.
I remember the Grizz.
Okay, can we get the story?
How do you? I mean, do you
like at a campsite?
You didn't shit in the fire.
No.
You shit into the edge of the fire.
You shit, and then you have a nice big stick, and you lob it in the fire, and then it stinks up the fire, and everyone has to walk away.
Stinks up? No, it doesn't.
It does.
If you burn shit, it stinks up the fire.
Yeah, it smells. It smells.
No, it doesn't.
Man, I had dry Willy Shits. We'll get you a stinky fire.
Dry Willy Shits? Who is that guy? Oh, that was like. You were like, call Dry Willy Shits. He'll tell you about it. You want to do mail?
My story.
You want to do mail on mail?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Dry Willy Shits. I'm Dry Willy Shits.
Hey guys, thanks for calling 1-800-HOT-DICK, the place to find real action with real men. To make it even better, we've got new low prices. So low, we're practically giving it away free.
If you are a man seeking a woman, press 1. If you are a woman seeking a man, press 2. If you are a man seeking a man, press 3.
Mail. On mail.
I'm looking at our Twitch chat room, and Digestro says, my car died off. Our car died off 95 on the way back from a quarry event at Ormond Harley, and I had just eaten Wendy's after drinking all day. I had to poop on the side of 95 in the dark. I threw my panties out, too, wiped with the spare napkins. Oh, it's Diggs Retro, not Digestro. Okay, sorry about that. Digestro.
Yeah.
Destro.
Yes. Pooping on the side of 95 is a rough going. A rough day. Yeah. You gotta walk into the pine tree forest that's on the side of the road. Oh, man.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, yeah. Mail on Mail brought to you by My Kramer Law Firm, now offering virtual consultations. So you can give them a call, mykramerlawfirm.com.
Then you might see Kramer taking a number one.
One firm for life.
Like that girl who did was using like GoToMeeting or whatever. But then like I look at everything with a grain of salt now, and I'm like, that was fake.
Yeah.
It seems like the reactions of the other group in the meeting were real.
They did, yeah. The reactions kind of sold it.
How did she not know when she's looking at a screen of everybody's faces, including her own face, right? Or is she not seeing her own face? She's only seeing everybody else.
Well, like it would depend on what source she had selected for her camera input. I mean, I could do that here. Like even when we take Skype calls and stuff like that, they don't see us; they see the couch because I don't have the ability right now to give like a full video feed back to them.
Yeah, okay, but we have got multiple cameras. Everybody there was using their own phone, and she sees...
I think probably laptop.
Or laptop. She sees, though, the other members in the group are, like, they're looking...
Her camera may have been extremely minimalized, though, minimalized.
Minimalized? My wife says on Zoom, you can sometimes not see yourself.
Yeah.
I don't even know Zoom. That's what everybody's using, right? That's Zoom.
It's a new, like, group...
What happened to the old ones that we used? Like, why are we using Zoom now? Why is that the best one?
I don't know.
How about FaceTime? We can't FaceTime?
Oh,
Skype myself.
Well, not with group. I don't even like. I don't know how
Skype.
That works.
I have no problem.
Can you do group Skype? I'm sure
you can. You can add people to it. Like, what I don't like is I don't like having every time we have some sort of tragedy having to get the latest and greatest brand new thing that everybody's using. I've been getting so many Zoom requests. I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
It's just is a group chat, right?
Well, it's like WhatsApp and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. All right, first email.
All right. It says, I was listening to the ACT where the lady called in about Okefenokee Joe.
Yes.
I remember when I was in elementary school in Brevard County in the late 80s, we had the DARE program, and the world's fastest clown came a few times to talk to us and show off his Bobo race car. I wonder if he still does it 30 years later. So I did quickly look this up. His name is Mike Guido.
Ooh.
And it says his goal was to develop a real-life cartoon character that would target elementary school children as a national drug prevention campaign by combining both his racing and clowning careers.
All right.
Save the clowns, save the kids.
I got him.
There he is, Mike Guido.
There's Mike Guido.
So,
worldsfastestclown.com if anyone's interested.
I'm on there right now.
on the front end, be drug free.
Did anybody think this out when they were doing like DARE programs or like doing school presentations, bringing the fucking world's fastest clown and
John
the
Wayne
Okie
Gacy?
Pinokie?
I mean, don't bring these clowns into the school.
Well, I'm just like, did they believe this was actually going to have an effect on the drug use of the youth? Like, or was it just a bunch of people like trying to just do anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Was there any thought? Like, was there any professionals at all like saying this is how you should speak to kids, or this is maybe what will work to deter kids off of drugs? It
you
was
mean
just
like using like
any sort of science or like professionals,
like
therapists,
counseling professionals to decide what's the best way to communicate with the youth?
Yeah, or using like
how about a race car clown?
Addiction, medical professionals. I mean, there's the fucking Dr. Drew is like an addiction medical.
Dennis Leary frying an egg. You know?
Well, I mean, but there's tons of specialists and doctors that specialize in addiction medicine and like why people get into. No, none of that. Just the world fastest clown. Like this guy just submitted a form to your school. You're like, bring him in, and he'll say no to pot, or and then that'll work.
Oh wow, this is a different one. I found a different website, worldsfastestclown.com.
That's what I'm on, yeah.
This guy's definitely on drugs, right?
Yeah, he looks like that. He looks like he looks like the clown from Metalocalypse, Mr. Roxa, the cocaine clown.
Yeah. Like,
well, it looks like on this website is just he wants it to be tobacco free. It doesn't really say anything about drug free.
Yeah, it's just like drugs are okay, but hey, no fucking tobacco, man. I'm the anti-tobacco clown.
And this they thought was going to have some sort of positive impact. Why?
I don't know.
How? How does this happen?
Is he still around? I was trying to find a video of him or like an interview.
The site looks awful.
Yeah, this is he's got multiple websites.
How does this help spread the message of not smoking? And plus, you're telling this to like
he's on LinkedIn.
Elementary.
Oh, he's on LinkedIn. All right.
Like I remember, I started.
Yeah, he's still doing it. It says.
Like I smoked my first cigarette at the end of like middle school, like in 8th grade, or like around there, like right around where you're hanging out with like teenagers, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so wouldn't it be more helpful targeting that demographic, not the fucking elementary school? I don't know. You know,
I do think it's weird that they have you doing that in elementary school.
Is there any
Doing
science evidence that this has actually worked? No, probably not,
I'm
right?
guessing they're trying to get ahead of the game, right?
No, because I was a DARE officer in elementary school.
Excuse me?
I was a DARE officer.
Yeah.
Like
what have you not done? What have you
What do you
not
do
been?
as a DARE officer?
you man the buses and you help walk the
That's a
like
patrol,
the kid.
safety
Well,
patrol.
we had that. You had a DARE badge and you had like the
Were
satchel.
you checking for drugs? Like what?
No.
Okay.
You're just part of like the
We
good,
had safety
good kids or
patrol.
special kids. I don't
Yeah.
know.
We had safety patrol, and I wanted to be safety patrol. I got selected for it, but then everybody like was like, "Oh, you're not going to do that, are you?" Like they gave me the peer pressure of like, "Those are that's
snitches.
for,
I went to a nurse
yeah, that's for dorks." You know? And then
yeah.
so I remember I just kind of convenently didn't show up.
Who
for
was
it.
the safety patrol here? Raise your hand.
I was.
Yeah.
Everybody but you, Dan.
Well, I got selected, so I guess I was, but I just
Too
like
cool for it.
No, it was just peer pressure. That's not cool.
Did you guys have to fold the flag too? And
Yeah.
all that?
Oh yeah.
We didn't even. I don't even remember us doing the flag thing.
Yeah.
That was
because you weren't
patrol
part of
thing,
the patrol.
No,
so,
I
yeah.
wasn't.
Band nerd.
I also didn't have to ride the bus though, too, like the poor kids. My dad would drop me off.
Yeah.
Rich.
Yeah. It was way better. It was way better. I remember I would ride the bus a couple of times just to get a taste for it, so I knew what they were talking about. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And the first couple times I rode the bus, it was just like people in the back saying horrible jokes and blowing up condoms and throwing them out the window.
That's
And I'm like, I'm not
accurate,
missing
yeah.
anything.
I remember riding the bus, and it was during the presidential vote of, God, was it fucking Al Gore? No, it must have been someone else. Before that, it must have been George Bush Sr., because this had to have been in elementary school. So this is like the early 90s.
Yeah.
Probably Clinton.
It was. I think it was Bush, 93.
Yeah,
And then
but I remember Wasn't Dan Quayle?
Yeah. Dan Quayle was Bush's vice president, right?
No, okay. Did he ever run? I remember.
No.
I have to look back, but I remember it was my first Pure Pressure where everybody in the bus was like, "Who would you vote for?" And then everybody was on. I just went along with the group. First, I had no fucking clue. And,
it's a good thing that vote counted. So
and I just remember saying what the group mentality. They looked angry, so I was like, that guy.
I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'll suck your dick, man.
I thought you had a personal chauffeur for your school days.
No, that lady got arrested.
That was later on. This is in elementary school.
You were asking about voting in elementary school?
Yeah, it was weird. It must have been in like
parents are
5th grade.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do a voicemail.
All right.
God, I had to been. How old I was in 5th grade?
How old I was in 5th grade? Let's try. Oh man,
5th grade. You're probably 12.
I'm gonna be 92.
10.
No,
10 in 5th grade.
No, you weren't. No, not in fucking 5th grade. You weren't.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
91. You were in 5th
I was
grade.
born in 82.
Oh.
So
he's
10 and 92. I don't know how old you are in 5th grade. Like 10?
10.
Yeah.
Here is this guy's dealing with what you're dealing with, Tom.
Hey, Tom. You were talking about your Pika issue. I had that really bad. I fought it for 8 years. I tried everything. Weed killer.
Wheaties.
Tried pulling it out by hand every year.
I poured boxes of Wheaties on it. And
pull it out by hand before it would get tall enough to go to seed and spread more. Put them in garbage bags. I'd burn them.
Is this you calling you? This is you calling you,
This
right?
old man me warning me from the future.
I mean, this guy is a full Tom Van Mindfit.
Like,
here.
remember when old man Biff went back and tried to give young man Biff the almanac? And he wouldn't fucking take it seriously? That's me. I'm listening to this old man me. I'm like, shut up, old man. You don't know nothing.
The cool thing about this was that you were getting frustrated with this guy stuttering, and I'm like, oh my God, he doesn't even see it. He doesn't even hear it.
I lost the battle. The only way I got out of it is I sold the house in the winter. It doesn't matter how much.
You sold your goddamn house?
He's also scarred him so bad that he can't even talk about it on the phone. He's telling us something that happened like fucking 25 years ago. He's so fucked up about it. He can't even barely talk about it.
Sold your house over some weeds?
Pika.
Pick them. It doesn't matter what you do. They will spread, and you will never get rid of them. I don't even think resodding your house would matter.
He even speaks in absolutes like you do. He's like, it cannot be done. It's not possible. This is what you say.
They're just there. You sell your house.
All right, Tom, you got to sell your house. You heard it here.
I'll take the advice from future Tom fans, and that's it.
That guy's fucking awesome. How is your Pika going? Or actually, how are the raccoons now? Now, I was thinking about this last night because, again, I've been taking your advice and getting, I become King Chong at night and I go to the moon.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, you should be able to hear the raccoons better because there aren't people like moving around or doing things. You know, like noise pollution, light pollution is way lower now because people are staying inside.
Yeah.
So you should be able to hear them and run out there with your revolver and, handle business.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to fire off my revolver.
Yeah, it's fine now. Because we're in...
He's going to get a silencer.
No, it's totally fine. We're in quarantine right now. Anything goes.
Anything goes. I have not heard them, although... They for a while they were sleeping on my sunlight the fucking
your skylight
on the roof, and I haven't seen them up there. So maybe less than I think, but they're coming. They come in droves through the Castleberry Forest, and they roam my neighborhood for the garbage and cat food
during the day or just at night.
Oh, just at night.
Okay,
yeah.
Well that's good. At least you don't see them during the day.
But they bring all types of weeds, seeds in their fur, or raccoon fur, and they just
the only way to stop that is you got to capture them. Humanely and shave them.
Okay.
No seeds.
No
seeds.
I've thought about raccoon traps, but I'm just going down a bad road. Next email.
All right. Butler appreciation. Hello, Showcast members. I just wanted to give a shout-out to Travis Butler. I've known him since a bit before he got hired for T&D, and he's one of the coolest BDMs I know. I'm thankful to have been a BDM for as long as I have, and to have met so many cool people that have become friends and even more like family. But Travis is one of my favorites because he's just that nice of a dude. So thanks to Butler for being a great guy, a great BDM, for all he does on the show, and thanks to you guys for seeing it and hiring him. Sucking fat titties. P.S. What happened to #snoots? I still have my koozie with the Lambo from the first Snoots giving. Bring back Snoots.
Yeah, we get bored of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I forget stuff, too.
I mean,
it's a little bit of both.
And also, the whole premise behind Snoots was goddamn ridiculous. So it's hard to explain.
We've moved on.
Everything we do is ridiculous.
Yeah. So burn hot, and then you move on. But
fuck you, emailer. You don't know me.
Did nothing but praise you.
I will say that Travis is his personality lends itself to a type of person you want to be around because he's never really in a negative attitude.
I feel like you're saying she's got a great personality. I feel like that's what you're saying. Is that what you're doing?
See, Travis is always pretty easygoing.
He
it doesn't.
He's fun. He's funny.
He's high all the time. Easygoing too.
Yeah. He's not a complainer. He's not the type of person you're like, oh God, I got to.
Butler's here again.
Yeah, Butler's going to be negative today.
Oh man, that took a hard turn.
Right, moving on. Next voicemail.
Hey, where the bats in your backyard, Butler? Stop watching this little girl.
Oh my God, it's the bats from your backyard.
So I pulled this one. It is for Butler. I don't know what they're saying.
It sounded like, these are the bats in my backyard, and joke's on them. That bat hotel's empty. Like, I've been checking it daily. There's nothing inside there. I want to just
no one came.
Slingshot some bugs up in there.
You got to stop calling it a bat hotel. You got to call it a bat house, and you got to cut it down because Corona started with a bat.
My neighbors don't like it. I feel like they stand on their porch just shaking their head at it now. It's kind of in their peripheral.
Well,
now.
you're dressed like that. You're hanging a bat house. You're stealing your wife's clothing.
Weren't you outside and someone walked by you on the sidewalk and they're like on the phone? They're like, "Oh, watch out! There's a weirdo here."
They did. Yeah, we went to go get the mail.
They said that. What'd they say?
Ping my location. There's a weirdo walking by me.
Is that what we do now? When we walk by weirdos, we have people ping our location.
Yeah. Well, literally, I mean, Butler's a sales guy, and we're at a time now where no businesses are going to start advertising. It's like not a good time. No one's going to be like, you know what I need to do is spend some money in advertising. Today's the day. So you're going to dress up.
Have some fun.
Yeah. Your position is now kind of moved towards clown.
You're the world's fastest clown.
Sales.
See me.
Sales guy, clown.
Yeah. You're going to bounce between sales guy and clown for the rest of your life.
That's
it.
Fastest sales guy clown in the world.
Yeah, that's him. Throw us another email.
It says, why you should get TikTok for the show. Hey, T&D, I work in digital marketing, so part of my job is to identify trends and up-and-coming platforms to evaluate whether or not our company should join. I'll use that as an excuse that I'm 32 and addicted to TikTok. While it does have a heavy teen audience, that is not all that's on it. You mentioned on ACT that the ghouls aren't on it yet. Oh, buddy, they are. There are some straight-up weirdos on this app. What you see in your feed is dictated by what you engage with and who you follow. Check out Christina P's favorites from her feed. That's Tom Segura's wife and comedian. And it's a lot like Vine, but the 15-second video versus 7 seconds allows for more. There are quite a few funny people and talented musicians on the app, too. So if you can scroll through enough teen girls and curate your feed, it's actually a great app to kill some time and have a feeling you'd be sending TikToks to each other on a regular basis.
See, I've had other people tell me, like, oh, yeah, you should...
get on LinkedIn, get on TikTok, get on this, get on that.
Well, how's your LinkedIn going?
I forgot about it.
You went heavy on that for a while. You sent out 1 million emails to everyone inviting them to your LinkedIn.
I know, yeah. I didn't understand how to utilize it correctly. Same thing with TikTok. And the people that say, like, oh, we should get on TikTok, I'm like, our audience, I don't think our audience is on. I mean, this guy obviously is, but for the rest of everybody, the majority, no, I don't think...
Dr. Phil's on there.
Our demo...
Is he really?
Yeah, Dr. Phil is.
Well, his
Kevin
people.
Hart.
I mean...
J-Lo's rubbing her titties.
What?
They all have social media teams and shit.
Why is J-Lo rubbing her titties?
So has TikTok taken over Snapchat now? Is that kind of like Snapchat like backseated to TikTok? Like, I feel like there's always like a front runner in this whole like social media race.
Maybe. The thing
It's like
is,
Vine.
It's weird.
Our
man.
demographic.
Vine's gone now. Vine
Yeah,
got bought
but
by
it's
porn,
the new
right?
Vine. I'm saying.
Like our
People want little short clips of stuff. People want instantaneous content.
Yeah.
That doesn't disappear in like a
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
And are we marketing to people that are like they obviously like TikTok? So are they going to like a 2-hour fucking
Like
podcast,
a long-form podcast with two older guys?
Two old guys complaining
We
about
know
their,
you. We know you
shits and
like.
boners?
We know you like really tight entertainment with young people dancing, but you're going to hear about my prostate right now.
Yeah.
And
my
why
favorite part of the show.
and why my daughter acts like a fool.
I just think trying to then go into all these different lanes that may have a way younger audience is that going to do anything for us?
But see, in the Twitch chat room, and we're live on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/TomAndale.
I mean, I don't know.
You're getting a lot of people. TikTok is analog divine. That's what Juan says. But then you got like people saying TikTok is god awful. TikTok is great. I like TikTok. It's like. I guess if you're to me, it just sounds like one more area that I'm going to feel the need that I have to post.
Yeah.
And I don't want to feel obligated to post something that I don't necessarily think is going to hit.
Isn't TikTok only just like, it's all like choreographed dancing though? That's all that
No,
I
it's
ever
not.
see on there, man.
Yeah, that's what you see a lot of posting, but there's other stuff.
So
on
it's
there.
just a 15-second clip?
Yeah.
That's
so it could be a 15-second.
You could do a little comedy
clip or
bit,
whatever.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is that going to translate to what now? Like, is it for our listeners? Because like I said, I don't think our listeners are on TikTok. The vast majority aren't because
It
they're
is
aged out of
becoming
it.
more popular now with I think every demographic.
Yeah.
But
Age
once
group, yeah.
but once it is. All the teens are going to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do it every time.
Yeah,
they
but
don't
we
want us. They don't want us there.
No, but think about that.
We're trying to get
but
teen
maybe that's
listeners.
what we need. No, think about that. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need to get on the social media platforms when they're a little bit dated so we can still attract our audience who is a little behind.
Okay.
We don't need the teens.
Well, I don't think the teens
We need
want what we're providing.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah. But I think his team is just doing it because
It's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So whether or not it is,
A lot of people asking the question, this is the second time it's popped up, isn't TikTok owned by the Chinese government or something?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
And what's it for?
What do you mean? What's it for?
Well,
just
why
a social
would-
media platform. I
So
guess.
they own it.
Gathering American habits.
But I mean, like, they're not known for their fun. The Chinese government is not known for their fun-loving,
Teen
hey,
dancing.
yeah, I mean, like, we are number one in teen
Well,
dancing.
it makes them money.
Well, I understand that, but also there's got to be a far more nefarious reason they own this, right?
Oh, I'm sure
Like,
there's a plethora of information being gathered.
Oh,
why
yeah.
would?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
why would we want to assist in that?
Look, I'm not on TikTok.
Because you get the scoop for 60 seconds.
I mean, but I can do that on my own. I can do that on YouTube. All I have to do is post a 15-second video.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, my point
you
is
could
that,
post
like,
a 15-second video on any platform. You can do it on Instagram
or are we at a point where we're like, well, I don't care what the company that owns it is, and I don't care what they're doing with it. They've made it so convenient. That's all I care about. 15 seconds. Perfect.
Yeah. We're at that point.
Oh,
for sure.
God, that's terrible,
Yeah.
right? That's not good.
Well, look at us all on Facebook. We're putting our whole lives out there for
Yeah.
everybody. They're collecting all our information.
Yeah.
But again,
We're too far in.
I'm the worst person to talk about that too because I'm providing my information. I've told my entire every secret I've ever had on this show.
You've given out your social security number.
I'm not the person that cares about.
I had secrets
privacy.
until I got hired by the show, and then
But you tell them without anyone asking. That's different.
And you do weird shit. You know,
My shit in the fire. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like stuff you shouldn't even say. Like, he'll text me in the morning. He's like, I'm on my 7th shit.
My God.
I'm like, all right.
there's nothing sacred between us, bro.
That was a secret text.
That is our love language. Well, I was on 8, so take that.
Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll do some more voicemail and email.
Yeah, bye.
We've got some other stuff to kick around, but if you want to call in too, give us a call.
Or Skype in. Should we do that? Should we open that up?
Yeah, we can Skype in too.
Yeah, we can Skype you in. If you want to Skype into the show, just email me, show@tomandan.com. I'll hook you up with finding us so
No
you can
tats, please.
Skype on in. Hey, guess who's got brand new music out? And this is perfect timing. Our one of my favorite, I was going to say our good friends. We don't know these guys.
We're going to
Alkaline Trio, massive punk rock band, and they're back with a brand new EP. It is self-titled. The song you're going to hear is called Radio Violence. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. 1-844-TOMNDAN or show at tomanddan.com. We'll get you on the line.
Set down the dream with the rainbows and decided to ride out the storm. Now I can recall how to welcome the light and I can't see that wind.
We're all indoors. We all have multiple amounts of computer time or iPad time on our hands. Had a gentleman reach out, I believe, on the BDM page yesterday asking for our contact at DM Chevy, and that's JC Harrelson, because I think he wants to buy himself a Silverado truck. I would have never thought that right now would be a good time to do that. But, man, we got nothing but time. Just sit there, shop online, go check out all of the great Mitsubishis, all of the great Subarus, and, of course, Chevrolet products from our good friends at Sport Subaru.
Speaking of DMChevy.com, over there in Claremont, they're offering 0% for up to 84 months on any new Silverado, Equinox.
The Trax model, yeah. Well, that's great for this guy. He wanted the Silverado. So there you go, buddy. 0% for 84 months, plus no payments for 120 days. On the Subaru side of things, they're offering 0% on all the SUVs, like the Outback, the Forester, the Ascent, that I know your wife is really interested in. Crosstrek, as well as 0% on the Impreza, Legacy sedans, plus no payments for 90 days.
Yep, and if you go to Sport Subaru, Sport Mitsubishi, right there in West Colonial Drive, there is no dealer fee there. Talk to Mike Stacks. He is our contact, and he will know if you say, hey, I'm a Tom and Dan listener, I'm a BDM.
But don't say baby got Stacks. He hates that.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he hates it.
Unless you buy the T-shirt.
Car.
Oh, but he's got a website. He sells.
Oh, he does. BabyGotStacks.com.
You can show up with a T-shirt and be like, "Oh,
you got to diversify, right? Yeah. It's a time where you got to spread your stuff out."
Both dealerships still open, so contact them. Look
I said
online.
Spread your stuff out. I couldn't think of the word money. God almighty Jesus, I'm going crazy.
It's Sport Subaru, Sport Mitsubishi, West Colonial Drive, and Don Millie Chevrolet in Claremont.
Scumbags! What's going on? It is Sam and Trav with your BDM Clip of the Week, Sam.
And Trav.
So this week, Tom tells us another boat story.
All right.
And of course, Mr. Tom Van No Plan came across a situation that he was unprepared for.
And he came to a hurdle, you'd say.
And what happens next will shock you.
The old man was like $4, and I was like, now I knew it's kind of like a.
You knew you had to kill him, didn't you?
When
are you about to grift a parking space?
Well, it's a different world now. You gotta anybody that potentially you come in contact with, it might be an enemy.
It's like when you go to the grocery store and use your card, and the person's like, "There's this is decline." And you're like, "What? There's money," and you know there's no money in there. So I turned to
Can
Crystal.
You hold up my groceries?
And I'm like, $4. And then we all start looking. Now, we've already established when we pulled up in the boat, we're like, did you bring cash? And like, do you have cash? We're like,
no. Plan Van.
Yeah. Now,
you didn't think before you left the house, like, hey, we're going to have to park somewhere. We might have to pay for parking. Let's make sure we have cash before we leave.
Like I said, it's a whole new world. He thought he was going to go out there. It's going to be Mad Max style. Nobody on the road. He's just driving his tank to the next station.
He was hoping the old man wouldn't be there, and he just wasn't going to pay.
Well,
that's
correct. What was happening.
Yeah, you nailed it.
No one's ever been there. I've been there.
There it is.
50 times on my boat.
So you've never paid those 50 times?
No, I paid.
No, when I was with him, there was no old man, and I stuck $2 in there. He's right. He pays.
Unless I don't have the money.
You've paid more times than you haven't paid.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And
that's a positive. Let's start looking for the positive, Sam.
But there's never been anybody there ever doing
Why was this old man there?
I don't know.
You should have asked him, what are you doing here, old man?
Maybe it was a busier time, or they expected a higher
How old was this old man? Should have just coughed right in his face.
So we start looking through our wallets, knowing, that movie you're looking, it's nothing, but you're just
it's like what you do with bums when I used to walk with you downtown. You look through your wallet, even though you know you don't have cash, because it's easier for you to do that than it is to tell the bum you don't have cash.
Because you want them to see that you're looking.
You want to prove it to them.
And
it's like you're performing at that point.
So we're like, don't have any money, God. And then
I hope that old man was like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm with Tom on this one. Like, just start taking a card.
Yeah, they
should
get a PayPal
or something.
Update the times, but knowing that they don't. I mean, he's used this before. He should know, but it is Tom.
Outdated.
To hear the rest of this episode, you need to sign up to become a BDM
at tomanddan.com.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
Tom.
Samantha is, you're getting somebody on the line for us.
Yeah,
right?
line one.
Line one, who do we got?
LJ.
So, LJ, what's up, buddy? Hold the line, okay?
All right.
Okay, hold on.
So LJ messaged me and Daniel this morning, and he's like, "Hey, I was listening to OG show, and you guys were talking about leaving the keys and construction equipment, at construction sites, and the bulldozer and whatnot." And LJ got to work this morning and found some what he assumed
I shouldn't laugh
as random teens. Vandalizing his construction site, and I know it isn't funny. It's fucked up.
Well, I did the normal thing that you do, where I'm like, "I'm sorry, buddy," and he's like, "Not my equipment."
yeah. But
I did say that.
No, but you know what? You were right. I went into Tom and I have this thing that we are similar. I mean, I know we're totally different, but we're also very, very alike, and where that we will apologize for things that we don't need to, but we'll do it. We're good at it.
Also, there's certain people in this world, and I give them respect because they're better people than I am, but they actually care about like the giant corporation they work for, and they actually have some loyalty.
Daniel
has that.
You beat it out of me though.
I've never had it. I mean, maybe the first day when I'm watching the video.
Hi, I'm TC.
Yeah. Like when I'm watching the Foot Locker video in the storage room, and then I'm watching it, and they're like, you'll be a sales associate. You'll help,
thousands of people get shoes.
You're watching like
time out.
You're like, that's right, Foot Locker. I'm here for you. And then
one day of work, referee of shoes.
One day of work, you're like, I hope this place burns down. And some of them, I'll take some casualties.
I want to say.
I
say at the very end of resigning and driving away I didn't even drive away. They called me and told me. Oh, so sorry. That's
oh my God, that was you driving away.
That was me driving away. I'm like, I'm out of here.
Put the top down.
But no, I can remember driving away and thinking if that place burst into flames and everyone died, I'd actually be happy. And that's not a good place. And not a good thing to think.
LJ, what happened when you showed up to work this morning?
When I showed up, the gate was open, which is kind of catastrophic.
Hold on a second. Is this Joe Exotic? I showed up and the gate was open.
All right.
I'm sorry. He's like, get all your jokes out, you midget motherfucker.
All right, so I show up, the gate's open, and I pull up to the job trailer, and I don't really see anything drastic. It gets light at 7 a.m. now, so I'm there at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So I go out and I take a walk, and I see a bulldozer and a forklift in the middle of the pond. And I'm like, what in the fuck happened last night? So I walk back to the trailer, and then I see all the trailer, all the windows are blown out. Somebody threw rocks through them. All the doors are kicked. I don't even have to use my key to get in the trailer.
Well, that's
the power cords are cut. So these kids literally had the balls to cut like a 240, 440 volt cable with power cords just to shut the power off the damn trailer.
Well, they might be laying around there somewhere smoking still,
Is it
right?
possible it was a disgruntled employee?
Yeah.
We did not have power activated until today. It was supposed to be activated by Georgia Power.
Oh.
So they're using some garden shears, and they're like,
oh my God, that'll blow your arms off.
Yeah.
Garden shears.
Blow your
and
arms
they were going to blow their damn feet off.
What a shame.
So, and then they broke into our trailer. They beat off the doorknob.
Oh.
I do that every day. I do that here just to get back at everybody I work with. I beat off on all the doorknobs.
Don't kink shame, bro.
They beat off on our paychecks.
They found a picture of me and they beat off right on my forehead.
So the funny thing is that the only thing that was really taken from the job site was one of our other superintendents, he got a Beats by Dre. They took my AirPods
Interesting
off my
choice
desk.
from what I assume is an older real man redneck, right? I mean,
yeah.
Am I wrong about that? Or
No,
Man, these are great. I never forgot about Dre. Goddamn Beats by Dre. I love me some Beats by Dre. Thug's passion, motherfucker.
All right, so they stole my AirPods off my desk. They stole some toilet paper, paper towels, hand sanitizer, the damn Clorox wipes.
Well, hold on a second. Now it could be anybody. If you're listing all that, that could be my mom right now. She's a maniac.
A box of Great Value Keurig cups.
Yes.
All right.
That was not a teen or a kid, dude.
That's an older.
Well, here's the thing. It leans towards teen because
Keurig cups and not even good ones. I don't think so, dude.
Because the thing is, if it was just for the items to steal,
This sounds like a drug addict.
Why? But why then drive?
Because you're high.
It was older because they didn't pee on the TP. Like they would.
My
They
biggest
destroy
thing
the
is
PT.
thank God that they did not drive that piece of equipment through the facility.
They probably that was too far. They're like driving in the lake. Like I'm sure they turned it towards the trailer, and then they're like, I don't want to do 30 years.
There's only been one time, I believe, in my adult life where I've destroyed something for the sake of destroying it, and you're going to have to help me because my memory is. My memory's not good. Didn't you and I get yelled at by our program director, Catherine Brown, for destroying something that somebody had made us, and we were chopping it with a handmade hatchet or something?
Well,
or was that just me?
No, we got a hatchet, and then we started chopping everything inside
Pete.
office.
What was that guy's name? Something Pete. Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete. Okay.
Pete.
Sneaky
that's a
Pete.
show.
One of our listeners, Sneaky Pete, made you and I, or made me like a traditional Indian hatchet using the way that you should make it. And he wrote me this letter and he put it in a bag. He's since passed away. But then some other listeners sent us like a wooden carving of like a fucking raccoon or some dumb shit, and they sent it up there and they're like, we thought you might want this, and then we just started chopping it and destroying it. And that's the only time I've ever like just destroyed something that I know somebody worked really hard on.
I think I was an intern at the time, and that was another pure pressure where you were chopping it, and I was like, oh no, and then you're like, hey, you chop it once just so you are one of us.
One of us. You better chop this fucking raccoon statue, you piece of shit. You can either chop this or suck my dick.
Yeah, I think you made me chop it once just so.
We're all in it together.
Yeah.
It's only like look, this is gay, but we all have to like duct tape our cocks together to make it not gay.
It's one of those things where
I don't know how that works.
You get the person in on it so that they don't rat you out because now they're implicated.
That's why I made my mom smoke meth with me. I'm like, if you watch, you got to take it too.
So LJ, the forklift. Was there is this forklift have like some sort of dirt tires? Because I was forklift certified at once. And
No.
Hold on a second.
Metal tires.
Hold on a second. You can't live in Castleberry and have that kind of pedigree, sir.
Because I accidentally drove my forklift. They train you in the back of Home Depot, like in where they store the excess lumber, and that's where you take your forklift exam. I call it exam. It's really just the manager checking off some bullshit. He's like, you got good enough. And then I drove mine a little bit, like one tire went into the dirt when I was turning, and that motherfucker would not move. Like they had to get another forklift to pull it because
So you failed.
No. They're like, we
Push
need.
through.
Yeah. It didn't really matter. There wasn't really,
This isn't a small little Home Depot forklift. This is a four-wheeled giant with a boom.
Okay.
That's a different type of...
That's what we I don't call that a forklift, what you used to operate, but...
it's like a hand cart.
But it is one.
You know what that's called? That's called a goddamn butt plug.
You still don't have to be the brightest crayon in the
That
box.
ain't a forklift. That's a goddamn builder.
Use that tiny forklift for a giant salad.
Yeah,
Giant gay salad.
Yeah, use
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot the gay part. I like regular salads. Gay salads.
Also, so what I was trying to say off that is y'all talking about wiping your ass in the woods.
Excellent segue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so... Yeah, wow, damn. Tom's making me fucking feel like an asshole right now.
That's how everybody makes me feel, so I do it to you, everybody. Go ahead.
Listen, y'all are from Florida.
Yeah.
So you know what box sledding is, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, that was my favorite thing to do behind the Winn-Dixie and Brandywine. I would get at the top with a nice, slick piece of hopefully waxed cardboard, and I'd fly down that motherfucker.
Yeah, well, we went out one day. My dad went box sledding for his first time in his life, split his damn wrist on a broken beer bottle.
Ooh.
Died right
and
there.
then my brother, quote unquote, had to take a shit and ran off in the bushes. And when he went to wipe his ass, he sat next to a tree, wiped his ass, came back. My dad said, "Why do you have both socks on?" My brother said, "There was a sock right next to that tree."
Oh, no.
No, he wiped his ass with an already used
sock.
ass sock.
Well, it may not have been an ass sock. It could have just been a fallen off sock.
Or cum
sock. Because we lose them every day.
Yeah, if you,
it could be a Woods cum sock. You're right.
It's a cum sock or a duty sock. There's no other reason why one sock is left in the woods.
You know what's weird about socks is there's only 4.
All right, that's my dad joke of the day, guys. I got to go.
Get out of here. Don't get fired. There's only 4 things you put in socks. 4 things.
Okay.
Number 1 is your foot.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Number 2 is toys from Santa Claus with an orange in the toe. Number 3 is a big old shit. And number 4...
You don't shit into the top of the sock. You put your hand in the sock.
You can't shit in the sock.
Depends on the scenario. Right? Yeah.
And number 4 is your dick, and you come in the sock.
I have a question about that.
Sure.
So you hear about the cum sock. Are you jacking off with the sock?
No, you're jacking it.
Gotcha. That's what I assumed.
It's like literally driving up to the bank, and as you're entering the bank, putting your ski mask on.
And you go inside, right? You're not just like catching it on the outside.
No. The whole point is that it fits over.
I've never come in a sock before.
You get the fuck out of here.
I just come in condoms.
Clean your
well, now
fucking
you have to because all the other boys have.
You can clean your fucking desk out. We only hire people that have jacked off in socks. I jacked off in a sock before, like, for a bit, and then I remember...
For a bit?
Well, like... I was never like you jack off in the sock and then you got to do something with the sock, and normally you go in your sock drawer and you go to the back of the sock drawer and you lay it flat.
Oh no!
Yeah, well, I'm not going to throw it in the laundry. What if my wife finds it and was like, "You jacked off in a sock"?
Well, you did this as an adult.
You're going to hide it.
I assumed it was a kid too.
Wait a minute.
This is last week.
No, it's not last week. A couple years ago.
Do you have a piss drawer too?
I don't. I don't. But I remember going like when we were moving to go to this new house. I remember like pulling on. She's like, "We can go through our clothes and we can pare down some stuff." And I remember pulling some stuff in the bag. There's one. It was like a footie, like a not a footie like that you would wear with like Vann slip-ons, but just like a, what are those called? Like an ankle sock. Ankle sock.
I call it a panty sock.
And a panty sock. And at the toe. Oh man, it was lime Gatorade. And I go. Yeah, it had dried, and
That's disgusting.
I
You're a vile human being.
I finally threw it away. Finally got
Let's
rid of
take
it.
our shot. I gotta cleanse palate here.
All right, Travi Paul Randy.
Yes, sir.
Let me give you your echo. Hold on. What microphone are you on? 3. Make sure you have that. All right. You are good to go, sir.
All right. Cheers to garage cats that are feral. They'll put your kids in peril. You better clean that place sterile, but most of all, fuck that bitch Carol.
All right. Cheers. Happy Friday.
Really good. Happy Friday, everybody. We'll do our shot.
That's rough. Oh, God.
Ooh.
That's the one you wanted to do.
Do you think?
I think it tastes like shit fire.
Oh, yeah.
It tastes like Travi Paul Randy's shit fire.
Liquid fire. Liquid fentanyl.
Ooh.
Samantha,
Goofy.
you know about like true crime podcasts.
You know about cum socks.
And the true crime
That's
world.
why I had to ask questions.
But do you think that some podcast or some group or whatever is going to start up the investigation? Speaking of the Tiger King.
I mean, I haven't finished. I have 2 episodes left of Tiger King. But from what I've seen, I don't I mean, there are already podcasts about Tiger King by Joe Exotic, by the way, before this docuseries came out.
Yeah, it's been around for a very long time.
But I don't think there's going to be a murder podcast. There's no evidence.
Well, I mean, because they presented a pretty good story that led you to believe.
Yeah, but there was no evidence. It's just speculation.
You're right.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's been plenty of crimes
at
that
this
there's
point, is he just a missing person?
Well, they declared him dead.
They declared him dead.
No, I remember
5
that,
years,
but
so she can get the money.
So no, but the state of Florida, actually, the investigators said they're going to keep the case open, even though they declared him dead. They would never close the case.
Yeah.
So it's still an open case.
Yeah, but
it's a cold case
I hate,
technically.
Right. I hate when cops say that because you can have it open, but that doesn't mean that you're actually actively.
It's not an active
right.
case. Correct.
Yeah.
But in the way the documentary, made it seem, I mean, it was pretty a lot of circumstantial evidence that pointed towards that she
but it wasn't
may
a
have
lot.
something
It wasn't
to do
a
with
lot, though.
It was, I guess, it was a bunch of weird circumstantial evidence.
But there's also, on the other hand, someone can make the argument, well, he had a girlfriend down in Costa Rica. He had a place to stay. He had money already down there. Like, he easily could have just left and gone there. There's nothing. I just don't think there's enough material for a full podcast about it. Maybe one episode of a random murder podcast.
Well, I'm just saying is, like, will groups of internet, like, investigators start trying to come up with
it's possible.
Like some other, because who knows? I mean, it seems like people are into going and finding cold cases that have.
Yeah, there are podcasts that do that they're trying to find cold cases and stuff like Murder Squad. But I don't know. I feel like this is a lost cause.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. With so much publicity, it made me seem like so many people would now look at that again and then be like, wait a minute, why don't you look here and here? Once you got thousands of people and like the internet detectives of the world, they get on something, they start deep diving into something, and then they find, I mean...
It's possible.
Yeah. It seems like there's so much attention towards this documentary, especially now where everybody's like, stuck at their house just watching shit.
It's the hot thing right now.
Hey, babe, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Look, I don't know if they can see you. I'm trying
I can.
Trying to figure. Oh, wait, hey, why don't you settle down? I can see her. I'll see her titties.
I like your hair.
Yeah, your hair looks amazing.
Yeah, I can't see you on the. I can't see you on the old OBS. I might be screwing this up. I changed some things over the weekend here. Hold on, let me. Goddamn piece of shit.
So, Andrea, you're working from home now, correct?
Correct. I'm working from the kitchen table.
Do you think that this whole thing will cause companies to realize that a lot of their employees can work from home and do their job effectively? Do you think that's even you think companies would want to do that? Because I feel like...
I know mine didn't. When I worked for the old paint pill factory, they didn't want us to work from home. Even though we could.
Because
I don't think companies want their labor force to work from home because you're not a captive audience when you're at home. You're, washing clothes. You're doing all sorts of other things. So I think, yes, we can work at home, but I don't think they're going to want it to be all the time.
Do you think that maybe companies like big corporations will start to enact an option because where you could work from home for less pay, but not you particularly, but I'm just saying in the future, if they're like, man, if we had this option of like, hey, we'll give you the option to work from home, it's less pay, but of course you could do whatever you want to do at home as long as you get this particular work done. And then the fact that they don't have to have as big of a facility and the overhead of like the brick and mortar business to do it.
Yeah, but a lot of these big corporations like to have like daily group meetings and all this shit. Like,
but it's all waste.
It is 100%.
But maybe, and
but they think it's better for the company.
But maybe
which it's not. Because you end up hating everyone you work with.
But maybe we'll understand that though. Like maybe
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe this will help the Yeah, I think this might help efficiency a little bit.
We'll see.
Because
I hope so. Hey, babe, are you good? Everything's good. May's good.
Yeah,
you're good. Yeah,
I'm good. I think work from home is good in small doses. I actually am limited on what I can do because I deal with a lot of like several gigabyte video files, and that from home is a little limiting. And then like I like double screens or 3 screens, and I don't have that at home. So there are pros and cons.
I'm a double screen, 3 screen person. Yes.
And it's super isolating at home. So
the thing
maybe
is,
if I had a better setup, it would be
We got
better.
double audio coming in from Skype on the Twitch feed. Everyone's saying they got crazy echo right now.
Okay, sorry. I'll work on that for you guys. Give me a second.
I think you need an employee like Andrea, though, because Andrea is going to do what is right and follow the rules and get her job done efficiently. And, like, she's the model employee. Like, you let me work from home, it's a bad idea. I'm not doing shit.
Yeah.
I'll figure out how to give my work out or subcontract it out to India and just have people do it for less money and then have to do shit. I'll figure out some loophole to take advantage of the system. And I feel like most people are like pieces of shit like me.
Or they'll just do the bare minimum.
Yeah. Like, you would take advantage of it for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, babe, hey, thanks for letting us talk to you. I'm probably going to have to ditch you because I'm going to have to do some more testing. People are saying there's double audio, so I'll get you out of here.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Bye.
No, not your fault. My fault. I love you. Be good. All right. That was kind of fun.
You had a couple things written down, Daniel.
You'll have to refresh my
quarantine
memory.
fashion.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, I have. Well, I mean, you can even look at me. Like, I don't even know what I'm wearing anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm. I wake up. I don't brush my hair. I don't. I barely. Like, I bathe. Like, I'm clean. But I don't use any product. In my hair, I don't.
Me either.
I don't like. It's weird. It's like I have like. It's almost because of what we're dealing with. I have less zest to want to make myself look good. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, you're going out less, right? So
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't even go to the grocery store anymore. Like, neither of us do. I think we have.
What did
enough
everybody
stuff
wear this past weekend? I'm assuming you all stayed at home, right?
Well, but I do get up and I do take a shower. And
but then what do you wear all day?
Shorts and a t-shirt. But like, I make sure to get up and go through the routine of getting together, like putting myself.
What did Travi Paul Randy wear this weekend?
Just your finest shorts and a tank top.
You're just dressing lazier, right? I guess.
Yeah, very lazy.
Super comfy, I guess.
Yeah, because you do feel like everything
got
is
shit to do.
Everything is like there's less. People are going to judge you less. There's
it's actually
because
less
of everything
clothes,
going
too,
on.
I'm wearing a lot less
Florida,
clothes.
Yeah, and because this whole shit is happening, I feel just like
everybody's free balling.
Everybody
right?
get a pass.
No,
you know,
I'm not a free baller. I like
No?
keep it tight.
I feel like
That's
there's
surprising.
a pass in society
Balls
now.
too big. They flop around too much.
You do
like
wear
bigger
short
fish.
shorts.
I'm finding that like I'm trying to stay on the same routine as humanly possible, just for like my own sanity, my daughter's sanity mostly, and then Andrea's as well. And oh damn it, I forgot to talk to Andrea about me. Watching. I had another instance where
I did write that down.
I literally sat and watched her do something else. Fuck, I should have.
She didn't choke this time?
No, this time it wasn't choking. So this time. She was going into our closet, and we've been like taking this time to move a lot of stuff around. And what happens when you move stuff around? You're going to find dust. Might find some dirt and debris, some hair, maybe a roach. Okay. You know what I mean? Because you're going into places that have been like virtually stagnant within your home, and we live in Florida. There's no house in Florida that doesn't have a roach or something in it. We live in the swamp. So like she goes in and to the closet. So I took my shower. I showered up May. I got ready to go and I go to bed. As I'm getting into bed, I put the covers on me, and like I'm real particular about when I get my covers on me. My covers are legit, like they're on me. I do not want to be disturbed. Covers are on, right? When my wife goes to go into the bath, go into the kitchen, go in the closet, opens the door. And because we moved everything, this roach, I swear to God, as big as the novelty one you bought from Fona Bibi, comes around the corner, and she's like, a roach! And then...
she's on the line.
Oh, she's on the line.
Line one.
All right, line one. Okay, so you have to turn everything down a little bit, because it might have been on your end. We'll figure it out later. I'll have to test Skype with you a little bit later. But so you...
I didn't Skype this time. I called on the regular
No, it's
phone,
fine. It's
so
totally fine. We'll figure it all out. So you... go into the closet, and then a roach the size of like a novelty roach is out. But I told you specifically, I was like, well, I can't move because my covers are legit.
You did. This is where, I don't know, was it on last Friday's free show we talked about I was choking, or was it on the BDM show that you did not help?
Thought it
was one of them, but this is my new thing. It's called, hold on, I'll turn my echo. It's called, I gotta turn it up. It's called Dan Doesn't Get Involved.
No, it was the BDM show, yeah.
Okay, so my new bit, it's called Dan Doesn't Get Involved. And I laid there and I said, I can't get up. My covers are legit. It's just a roach. Can you get it? Right?
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
But then
you're like, I gotta do goddamn everything.
No, but then you tore apart.
I tore apart our closet because I was like, I'm not going to bed with this thing still running around.
And it was in there, and she's so clothes are flying out, hats.
Oh, Lord.
Shoes. I mean, the whole closet is getting exited, but like, you never did ask for me to come in there. Now, a good husband...
You would have got up and helped.
Would have gotten up and helped, but I figured since I had already laid down that my covers were, quote, legit, that I could stay under.
How that works.
You want to know how I killed that thing?
How?
I took not the bottom of Daniel's flip-flop, but where he would step, and I smacked it with that.
And then she smushed it into it. And then we had a fight, and then I went downstairs, and I took every cup that I know she likes and every dish that's her favorite, and I put my flip-flops in the dishwasher with her favorite cups.
God.
And I washed them so it, like...
This is an abusive relationship.
If there's bug juice on my feet, then there's fucking bug juice on your fucking plates. I hope you're happy.
You couldn't be bothered to get out of bed to help her with this roach, but then you're picking out all of her dishes that
you're going to find out a lot about me in this quarantine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, if you thought Tiger King was bad, you just wait to Little Ringmaster when that comes out. When Little Ringmaster, the documentary comes out, you're going to, oh man, it's going to be earth-shattering.
I do feel like Daniel's kind of ultimate waste, though, during this quarantine. He is running the dishwasher every night, whether it is full or not. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, well, I'm not like, well, look.
I've never owned a dishwasher.
I do the same
thing. There's virus running around doesn't mean that I can't waste water. I can do whatever I want.
How much water does a dishwasher use?
Not as much as washing your dishes in the sink. It's efficient.
I load up my dishwasher dirty.
Yeah, it is. It's less water because, you leave it on, you're rinsing.
You don't leave it on.
A lot of people do.
No.
I'm not saying you do. I didn't mean to.
How dare you?
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Don't beat me up.
Well, here's the thing about running a dishwasher when it's half full is like sometimes I do I'll put half the dishes away.
I like a good half dishwasher,
and then I'll be like, well, I'll run it.
I think they get cleaner when you overpack it. I don't know if everything's getting sprayed. I don't think. I'm being serious.
It makes sense to me. I've never used one, but that makes sense.
No, at the end of the day, we have a good one. We did not buy the fanciest because when we were remodeling, that's correct, Andrea. Right? We got a good one, but we didn't go top of the line.
Right.
And it's a good dishwasher, but I feel like when I really pack it, I feel like I'm fucking up the rate. I don't know the proper dishwasher ratio because like cutting boards, big plates, maybe something like a ladle can stop the sprayer from spraying food off of shit. So I feel like a half load is probably going to be cleaner than a full load.
I kind of agree, but I've
Tom
never.
thinks I'm insane.
No.
He agrees.
Yeah, 100%. And also, you're only wasting the water.
We're making Andrea so mad by agreeing with Dan.
The electricity.
That's all right.
That it takes. I mean, what is that actually? If you calculated it out, what is it?
Yeah,
$2 of electricity and water.
I want a number.
$5.
What did I use?
Yeah. Because if you put
everything should be like that, right? It shouldn't be that we get a bill from the power company and it's like, I don't know. Okay, you used X amount of gigawatts or lumens or joules or whatever. No, it should be you ran the dishwasher 25 times this month.
And it's $5 a run.
I'm telling you, dumb. If you made it a dumb itemized bill, more you would save less or more electricity.
Because I think
I don't know what I'm saying.
When it all comes down to it, your AC is your biggest draw anyway. So it's like that trumps everything, and then all your small stuff, like your washing machine. I think your washing machine is worse on electricity than your dishwasher.
Your dryer?
And then your dryer too.
Yeah.
I think
the
that's the biggest suck.
Yeah.
I have no idea though.
Well, then I concede. Then you can run the dishwasher, Daniel, because we do have a sensor that is supposed to decide how much or how little.
Yeah.
You do have the sensor.
It has the sensor, and you hit sensor and then start, and it'll go like, okay, this is how much dishes I got. You know,
so use less soap.
Yeah, like you put the little thing in there. But I'm just saying, like I like when I pack it, I kind of feel like I don't even know what it does. It's just high pressure spraying, right? It's not going in there and scrubbing anything. You can't.
No, it just sprays it. There's some heat involved. I know that because I'm like, goddamn, no forks left. And I open it up, I was like,
yeah, I like that.
Oh, god damn, that's hot.
I like that.
It's sterile.
It's kind of like when you
stick your flip flops in there.
No, see, he's anti that.
Why are you opening it so quickly after it's done?
No, it's still in process because I have
in process.
Yeah, like because of course.
Why didn't you end your question to Tom with "sir"? That's what I would say.
I'm like, God, no forks, and then I open it up in the process, but it's at the end.
Let's be honest, it wasn't no forks. It's like, where's my White Claw cup? Right? Come on, let's be honest. We're out of forks,
and then it's
my second dinner's ruined.
And then it's like you open the Grail, it melts your face
it's
off.
It's like a hot, wet fart.
Like, how much heat is in there? God damn, it's hot. And
is that bad for certain things you put in there?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I don't know how any of it works. The washing machine.
Well, no, I know that on the top of my washing machine, I have a ceiling fan, a water ceiling fan.
The dishwasher, man.
Yeah, or what did I say?
Washing machine.
Oh, sorry. Dishwasher, I have a ceiling fan, a water ceiling fan that swirls around.
I always, when I put all my...
I smack it.
I smack it to see if...
see if it gets stuck in a ladle.
I overload my dishwasher so much, and I'm like, fuck, it's hitting that plate, and then I'm swooshing it down.
Yeah. I'll break a plate to make sure that the ceiling fan goes.
And then for sure,
It's all foreign to me.
I have stuff loaded so much, I'm like, well, this is not efficient, and it's definitely not cleaning efficiently because there's a giant bowl on top, so no water's getting... fuck it. And then
I do it all, fuck it. And then you open it up, right?
Like,
when it's done and it cools and it says clean, you open it up, and then you pull the drawer out, the bottom drawer, or no, you pull the top drawer up that has like cups and bowls and little things. But one of your Peloton water bottles is still got tons of like what I'm assuming is shit stew water in it, and when you pull it out, it splashes all over the front of your chubbies.
Oh yeah. That's if the cup got turned upside down.
Is that what happened to your pink chubbies? Or whatever those shorts are.
I forget to change my shorts, and then I'll go and do.
Well, you should change them every day.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about then I'll stain them, and then it'll be.
He means his work clothes and his play clothes.
Yeah. Well, babe. Thanks for calling back in. I'm sorry I didn't get the roach. And
it's okay.
And
we'll see how you don't help this week.
Oh, get him!
All right, I deserve that.
We'll hear about it on Two Wave Crew.
You will indeed. Are you guys doing people have asked, are you guys scheduled to do a two-wife crew anytime soon?
We're not, because we're trying to social distance.
Yeah.
So I will talk to her about it, but we're trying to. We're not essential. Two-wife crew, I don't think, is probably considered essential.
I think a lot of people would think you are
I think
essential.
a lot of people would disagree.
You guys
with that.
might as well get together because if
we all are.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah,
so
you're fine.
Whatever I got, I'm giving
Same
to Daniel.
families,
He's going to give to you too.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really. I look at it all like at this point in time, all of our families are
dead
together. So
if we go down, we go down together.
We can all be together, because we're staying away.
Who hates this more than anybody is Butler's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just them two at the house, right?
And he makes it better by dressing up like gay tiger owners.
She loves this.
She's super healthy.
Hey, what do you think of Travis' costume?
It was pretty epic. I was really impressed.
It's good, right? I mean, he looks he looks exactly like Joe Exotic.
That's why you're my favorite, Andrea.
Well, I love you, babe.
I love you too. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Love you.
Whoa. Hold on. Butler's selling your wife. He loves her.
He's in his gay Tiger King costume.
Well, speaking of Tiger King, I think I got that interview for now. So let's take a break.
Oh, I didn't even tell you guys about.
Yeah.
I'll give you an update. I know that Tom has an interview confirmed. I will give you guys an update that I have contacted it's the campaign manager for Joe Exotic.
Oh, yeah.
I also contacted who I believe is Joe Exotic's personal assistant right now. I sent them an email yesterday about possibly getting him to either Skype in or Facebook Live in so we can talk to him, maybe call. He's in transition. He's being transported to a different facility. And damned if they didn't email me back a really nice letter saying they're going to run it up the flagpole and see if we can get him on.
Well, how many people do you think want to interview this
millions?
Dude? Yeah.
Millions. But that's what I said. When I sent it, I said exactly what you're saying. But the fact that they replied and it wasn't a form reply, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's nice and weird. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, you're dealing with carny people. So it's like they have nothing to do but
I threw the best bait I could to them, right? Florida.
Yeah.
And they're like, we love Florida.
Of course they do.
They love it.
It might as well be
Now, Sam threw a little shade at me earlier because I did bait a little bit by saying, hey, we know you're fighting the good fight, Joe. I said Joe and team. I said, dear Joe and team, I know you guys are fighting the good fight. We are the largest podcast in Orlando, and we're right in Big Cat's backyard. If you really want to fight this correctly, you need to get a hold of our guys because we are Tiger Warriors.
Are we going to bring Carol down or what?
I don't want to bring her down. I just want to talk to Joe.
She'd actually be up.
Maybe talk to his new husband, Dylan. See what they're up to.
It is the most bizarre thing I've ever watched. Okay.
It's the most bizarre thing that everyone.
Right.
I know.
Rest in peace, Travis.
So let's.
Oh God, too soon.
Let's take a quick break.
That's rough.
When we come back, we'll do some more voicemails and emails. I'll see if we could talk to this person. A friend of mine that. All right, there we go.
This is a punk rock super group called Fake Names. The name of the song is Brick. We'll be right back with more Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. So enjoy, and yeah.
Guardian Water Services. I know that me and Daniel, multiple people.
Wait a minute,
know,
which Daniel?
Because
there's a Daniel on the line.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Him.
Yeah, I knew you were cutting me. I knew you were cutting me.
I'm cutting you out of the water deal.
Daniel, you're now part of the show. So I don't know how quickly you can get over here, man. I'm getting the fuck out of this place. I hate these motherfuckers. I've never wanted to do this.
It's an odd way to tell you.
It's the worst 10 years of my life. Worst 10 years of my life.
Been 11 years.
In fact, if I could find old England Boris to cough in my mouth and kill me right now. Just cough me good.
So, Daniel, you got a complete conditioning system from Guardian Water Services, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were on...
He had the big dickus, didn't he?
Yeah. I know. I got
my dinky little RO system. I want that big Westinghouse deal.
I know. Because
you got the big, shiny Westinghouse?
Yes.
You mother...
It's nice. I've had orange toilets for 10 years. Not no more.
Oh, no, that should be Guardians. Okay, I'm going to ask
Orange
John.
toilets, 10 years. No more. Guardian Water.
You can't say it any better than that.
So, you were on well water, it seems, huh?
Yeah, well water out in Lake County, and it's horrible out that way. And I had a bad system from another company for years, and they didn't want to work with me, so... I called up Guardian, and they did everything, went beyond I needed them to do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, they're great.
I feel like Guardian is doing it right, and that's why they've continuously done this for, I mean, they've been a client of ours for like, what now, 7 years?
Yeah, a long time.
It's insane. And Josh also gives back to his community. He gives back to kids. He works with Yellow Brick Road to help out these kids with congenital heart defects.
Yeah.
And
he's a BDM. He does great for charity.
And I know this for a fact. The system that Daniel bought, not me, because I'm not the cool Daniel, but this system that he bought, a huge percentage of that money goes to Yellow Brick. Every single system you buy, Josh will break off a piece of that money and help get wagons or help out the families of these kids. So it's just a great company.
Yep, it is. And how much better is your water now?
Oh, it's wonderful now. I haven't had to clean my toilets in 2 weeks since I put it in.
yeah. Because it takes out all the calcium and even if
all
you're,
the iron, everything.
Yeah. Even if you're on like city water, you'd be surprised how much chlorine, how much calcium it ruins their pipes. Man, to repipe your house at $3,000 to $5,000
is bad.
I mean, you could save all that because you're not going to have the calcium buildup. All your appliances, you don't have to use the same expensive soaps.
You don't have to use as much.
Yeah,
it cuts down the amount of chemicals you have to put in there.
If you get the RO system like me and Daniel have under your sink, you get that reverse osmosis water. You don't have to buy any filtered water, bottled water, Brita systems, filters for your fridge, all that. You just get pure RO water straight from a faucet that's next to your regular faucet. Is great.
Well, it's great for even like right now. I mean, what's the number one thing people are doing because they're freaking out? They're buying water. I don't need to do that.
No,
I got a big ass tank of delicious water and pump it all day long, man. It's awesome.
Straight filtered just as you buy bottled water. So, Daniel, thanks for supporting our sponsors. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Tom.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right,
no
man.
problem.
Be well.
But
Daniel's a good water real man. He's like, I don't got time for you dumbasses. Getting the F out of here.
I'm glad my water's not orange. My
toilets aren't orange, and you fools just keep on making the fart joke.
I make a Donald Trump joke, but Lake County. Anyway, GuardianWaterServices.com. Give them a call.
All right.
Love, Fame, Tragedy, the name of the song Multiply, featuring Jack River. 5 songs to recently fill the void. You're listening to Apple Music live from London. No, that's normally how they do it. I like how, like, British DJs will be like, "Isn't that right there? That's the newest track by Ariana Grande, live from London."
Live from BBC Two.
Yeah, I love that. They do a good job. But anyway, welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan. Sorry, I had you turned down because I knew you were on the phone.
Quick break.
Yeah. Well, the songs, it's weird. Punk rock songs do not give you enough PP time.
Yeah.
Samantha's here. Butler is dressed as Joe Exotic. That ties into what you want to talk about. I'll pull up line one.
Yeah, well, I'll explain real quick because last night, of course, I have this it's basically WhatsApp. It's a group chat with all my Miami friends. And it's just a way for all of us to talk to each other and keep up in what's going on. So last night, of course, they're all watching the Tiger King documentary too, just like everybody else in America. And Turkey Leg's wife said, "Hey, I'm sure you guys are watching this shit, but my brother actually worked with the guy Doc Antle, the character in there.
Yes, the sex cult guy.
Yeah, at Jungle Island down in Miami." And then he showed a picture, and so immediately this morning I text her. I'm like, "Hey, you think he'll talk to us about his experience?" And then I set it up, and
nice.
So we have Alex on the line. Alex, what's going on, dude?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
What's going on? Yeah, this show's pretty cool.
Hey, thanks so much for the time, man. I know that things are
short
weird,
notice.
but short notice. But hey, thanks so much for calling in.
No, of course.
So, Alex, you actually worked for Doc Antle at one time at Jungle Island in Miami?
Yeah, that's correct. So over there in Jungle Island, I was the audio-visual technician, and there was 3 shows, the bird show, the reptile show, and then the tiger show. And the tiger show was completely on a different level. You know, the people there, they were a family. You know, they weren't really a family, but they all lived together. They had a place here in Miami where they had a bunch of animals, you know, but they all came from Myrtle Beach. And it was quite an experience.
Yeah. So, did you see the guy Doc Antle? Because have you watched the documentary?
I started the first 2 episodes.
Okay, yeah.
So I haven't, yeah.
Oh, it's awesome, man.
So
don't you want to be a gay tiger owner? I do.
Yeah.
So, and this guy owned Jungle Island?
No, so what happened was, okay, so Doc Antle, from what I understand, is he purchased a property in somewhere in Miami, that was owned by the owner of Jungle Island.
Okay.
And so he had a property here with multiple acres, and they had some animals and stuff there. And then he lived in Myrtle Beach, but he would come down for the big shows, like the holiday shows. And he would come out with the liger, and he would stand on stage, and he would put his mouth on the lip of the liger and open the liger's mouth and show the teeth, while the liger was standing with one of his wives, like in this really nice outfit. And he would put on like this amazing show, and I was standing right next, like in this little hallway, like doing the sound, the engineering, and they would bring the ligers and the tigers right next to me for like 5 years. Like I was, all up in that show, and it was neat.
Oh, I see it. The Tiger Liger exhibit officially opened in 2003. Previously, the big cats were featured in the Tale of the Tiger show.
So was back then, like obviously, did you have any encounters with him? And did you see his multiple wives and his harem and basically like his cult-like environment? Because that's what it seems like, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I know two of his wives, China and Moksha. Very, very sweet, very nice.
By the way,
hard work,
totally normal name.
Yeah.
Totally normal name. I mean, like, because we watched the documentary, and every girl I saw on the documentary, and this is just my opinion, I'll preface, but it was like short with black hair, tall with blonde hair, medium with brown. Like he selected all of his favorite designs of ladies.
Also, it's classic cult mentality where you bring young girls in and you kind of brainwash how they think, and then you change their name and cut off all involvement with their friends and family.
That is the definition of a cult.
I know, but that's why. Like, so,
a lot of people don't know Andrea's original name was Kelly.
So when you were doing this and around this dude, were people talking mad shit about like what this guy was doing? Were like, hey, this guy's a real weirdo, or was he well respected?
Nobody wanted to mess with him. Let me put it that way. Everybody kind of knew what he was doing. Like, I never thought he was really doing anything like super like wrong or anything. You know? That was his business, and he was good at it.
Yeah,
he probably still is good at it. It was unique. And I would interact with him, and he was like just like he is on the series, very controlling. Like he's in control. He knows exactly what he wants to say.
Yeah, he's got a
very confident.
He seemed like the smartest of the carnies.
The
right?
one quote, the one quote that I liked I didn't like it, but I was doing it for Sam earlier because I was laughing in the film. In the documentary there is a point where they start talking about, well, what is the difference, but Doc, between like what you're doing and like a Joe Exotic or Carol or any of these other smaller, and he's like, why are they getting in trouble and you're not? And he's like, screwing around? I don't get in trouble because I don't screw around. I mean, like that kind of a, like, almost like diabolical, like it's weird. It's almost like super villain type.
He's on the arc.
Exactly. So nobody wanted to mess with him. Nobody's gonna.
Yeah. Now, did you in the documentary? They made reference to. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but basically Joe Exotic started dropping dimes on everybody, saying, well, everybody's doing this shit, this guy, and he accused the guy of euthanizing tiger cubs after, because I guess
awkward teens,
I guess the tiger cubs are the most valuable to these people because they use them. I mean, it's the only time you can interact with people. Like, once the tiger gets big, it gets super dangerous and can start attacking anybody at any time. So, but the cubs, I mean, people pay a good amount of money to be around them, pet them. I mean,
that's why you and I are trying to start our own Orlando Big Cat Zoo.
So, did you hear any of the rumors about Doc Antle, like, euthanizing tiger cubs after they, ran their course of being cubs?
Yeah, well, he gassed them is what the claim is.
Absolutely. Of course I did. And I knew that this was a very, very interesting story, so I'm glad they did this series on it. And, I had heard those rumors, but like I said, nobody wants to mess with him. I never asked really many questions about it. I don't know if it really happened or not, but I know that the bigger tigers cost a lot of money and to feed or whatever, and so I don't know. But yes, I heard the rumors.
Huh.
Wow,
so even back then, like, people were like whispering around, like, "Oh, this guy."
His website's down, by the way.
I know. I was trying to get to it too.
I'm trying to pull it up to like.
I was like, "Is the internet down?" No,
yeah,
it's just his site.
Yeah, his site's getting fucking butt fucked right now. I'm trying to put the site up so people can see what we're talking about. It's based out of Myrtle Beach right now.
It's Myrtle Beach Safari.
Yeah, it's insane to me. It's also insane to me that this exploded at the perfect time when we're all stuck in our houses and have to watch it.
Dude, it would.
So the producers of this particular Netflix deal, I mean, they literally have to be stroking it happy. I mean, freaking out.
For sure, they come out with more of the series, right? I mean, people like...
what more is there to tell?
Oh, there's so much more to tell.
I haven't finished, so maybe you're right.
Okay, I'll give you the latest that I found out yesterday. We can leave. We'll leave them on the line because I think it's interesting. But just talking to the two people that I talked to from Joe's camp, and I really did. I told you guys this. Here's what I learned within a 25-minute period while I was waiting for yesterday's ACT to download the video to download. I learned that who's the guy, the bald guy, Oakley hat.
Joe.
No.
Jeff Lang?
Jeff Lowe.
Jeff Lowe. Jeff Lowe supposedly is selling shirts that appear to be as flamboyant as a Joe Exotic shirt. He's just going to thrift stores, buying what, quote, gay shirts, and then saying these are Joe's, and then selling them online. I was then instructed to go to the authentic Joe Exotic shirt website to purchase shirts, or to tell my group, to tell my listeners to do that. I got an email back from Joe's assistant saying he passed on my information to him because he was being transported in jail yesterday. And the what's the other guy? I also got a reply back from the campaign manager guy.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now, there is fuel here. They could do this series for forever, as far as I'm concerned. There's so much dirt.
I want to hear more about the fat Dutch boy and the jet ski.
Jet ski Dutch boy.
That haircut.
I love that guy. Joe Exotic actually calls him at one point. I was smoking weed. He goes, "Him, that guy, he's a walking Chucky doll." And he's like, he calls him a walking Chucky doll. And
So Alex, your sister sent me a picture of you. You're holding what looks like some sort of monkey, and then there's a couple of Doc Antle's wives holding tiny, tiger cubs around you, and
right.
And so when you were doing these things, like, did you get to hold a tiger cub? How awesome is that? Because I will pay right now.
Yeah. So,
do you have any tiger cubs that you can bring us to pet, and then we can go to a local mall and encourage people? I would like to encourage people to break curfew and to break quarantine and come pet these cubs. Because nothing's more majestic than that. Not even COVID-19.
All for sale, too.
People are describing it like it's this greatest thing they've ever done. I'm like, isn't that good?
I don't know.
It's a little bit better than a cat, right?
Yeah, well,
I pet a cat.
I sat on my balcony yesterday holding Caesar the dog and smoking weed and listening to punk rock. And I don't know if it could be better than that.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking good.
It can't be that good.
And he's a 14-year-old West Highland Terrier.
Is it that special, Alex? Like, is it really that cool to warrant, like, how, like, these people made a lot of money off of this?
Oh, yeah.
So after every show, they would have a huge line, and people would come up and take pictures. That was a big part of their business. It was majestic, let me tell you. It is, and especially when you have all these pretty ladies doing it, you know?
That's
part of it. Yeah. Has some hot chicks.
So you're saying that you think you could pull me away from my dog, a marijuana vape pen, and some punk rock for some titties and some tigers?
Titties and tigers.
Have you seen the pictures of them doing the Renaissance Festival? Have you seen the outfits that the girls are wearing?
Should I Google that? Hold on, I'll Google that.
Yeah, check that one out.
In the documentary, they did show, like, all his harem and how he dressed them.
Costumes, sexy costumes.
And they'd push him up and go out there.
He picks out all their costumes.
Yeah.
Which is, again, the control thing.
Yeah.
Here's what you're gonna wear. Here's your new name. Yeah, it's crazy.
How much money could he make? Like, that's they they talked about it a little bit, but I mean, was he making millions of dollars?
I think he is now.
Dude,
He was
I think as of last week, The Undertaker from WWE, who's probably heralded as, he will be, heralded as one of the greatest villains, if not the greatest villain in wrestling, was like in a pool with his wife, Michelle McCool, who's local, like with a big cat, with Doc Antle. Do you remember the snake? Britney Spears' snake?
I was going to say,
that's
anything,
Doc Antle.
Anything that's in a movie or music videos, he's the one.
Dude, he's got the correct change.
As recent as The Jungle Book, too, that movie.
Yeah. This guy's got correct change.
So, at the end of the day, Alex, do you think this guy is, is he up to no good, or is, he trying to do the best thing for the animals? Just a business for him, or some way for him to run a business and a cult at the same time? What's your impression?
My impression is, it's really tough to take care of those type of animals, and I think the way that he has it running, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's good. He's the one that's not getting in trouble.
Yeah. I guess,
but that's part of his deal, though. I mean, with the 3 wives and all the women, and that's his entertainment. That's his deal. And he's good at it.
So, they did raid his place, and recently. He's not in jail.
Yeah, but then I watched that. They raided his place, but then he said he came out, this guy...
Well, who knows? Like I said, I've heard rumors. I don't know.
He's got the confidence, and he knows the system. So they did. They raided his place right after this happened. He got right on camera, because this is what you do if you're confident. He got right on camera, and he's like, "Yes, they raided me today, but it's not a big deal. It was over a name change, over a document with a white tiger cub. No big deal, but obviously they have to do what they have to do, and I'm going to abide and let them do what they got to do. Look, this is what we have to deal with. I'm the best at doing this. I'm just glad that they caught the mistake." And that this tiger cub and the way that he's accounted for is accurate. You know what I mean? He goes in there, he does damage control immediately.
He doesn't seem like a dummy.
No, he's not a dummy.
Alex, I know you got to go back to work. I appreciate you calling us.
Thanks for the time, man.
Sure, of course.
Dude, take it easy, dude.
Yep, enjoy the show, man. Take
thanks,
care,
man.
guys.
Take care.
Ciao.
We never enjoyed the show, Alex. It's terrible.
It's a small world. When I saw that, I was like, I got to talk to him.
I think you have a friend in your phone that's done everything in the world.
I didn't even know about this, but I know about Jungle Island, and there's a lot of these private zoos that are operating around the United States that are and everybody apparently involved in these things are a character. I think you have to be to get into that business. First it involves some sort of.
It reminds me of radio.
Animals.
People that are in radio. People go everybody that's in radio is like a character. It's almost like that you have an ego, right?
What if you're in radio and then you go to a zoo?
Oh no, we're going to do that. We're starting the Tom and Dan Big Cat Refuge.
Talking about Savannah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with what she's done for Gatorland and Crocodiles is amazing. For you and I, though, when we start,
Gatorland's a private zoo.
Yeah, it is. Gatorland's.
Yeah, when we start our private zoo, though, I was thinking, Big Cat Millionaires. I was just thinking of right, because Big Cat is the term. The Big Cat Millionaires.
Think about that, though. To us, this is weird, right? A big cat zoo. But to us, also, Gatorland is it's just Gatorland. But anyone in any other part of the country is probably who the fuck puts a bunch of gators together and wants, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you live in Michigan, and an alligator to you is an alien, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's a dinosaur.
If your parents come down here, I take them to Gatorland, and your British parents.
When we came down from Virginia, we were in awe. My parents still come down from Virginia.
And people go and take pictures holding the gators. 100%. So it's the same thing. It's just in our perspective, we've normalized it because we've grown up with it.
Yeah. There's gators literally in every lake around it.
In our Twitch chat room, Food and Travel Nation says, "Morning zoo from the zoo." We just need to get big cats in here and call ourselves the real morning zoo.
The problem is, we're
gonna need
giant tigers. They'll definitely
tiger
bite
cubs.
my feet off.
No. We're just doing cubs.
Start small. Go with Garage Cat, and then.
I don't want Garage Cat in here.
Dude, what if you?
I just take the animals around my neighborhood.
Raccoons.
The raccoons with dementia or whatever the fuck they got, the zombie disease.
Called the Great Florida Experience.
I get Garage Cat. I get a couple of my mother-in-law's
Ladies
birds.
and gentlemen, let's go live. He's going to show us some raccoons, some horribly ugly birds, and some of his other wildlife treats. Let's go live to Doc Whiteclaw in Castleberry.
Like, Doc Whiteclaw, why are your raccoons shaved?
It's fine.
These are hairless raccoons.
Yeah,
They're very rare.
These are legendary Castleberry Forest hairless raccoons.
But for sure, they come out with a sequel to this. I mean, they'll talk to
Well, now I think about it, they did Making a Murderer 2. They made a sequel to that horrible garbage.
They're already talking to Joe Exotic now because apparently he filed a lawsuit yesterday for $94 million because he's claiming perjury. Like, I read the whole thing, and there's some things in there that are like actually legitimate. Like, he's got some legitimate claims.
But he's not getting out of jail.
It looks
the whole thing was so weird.
22 years he's in for.
Is that what he got sentenced?
Yeah. I mean, you know it's. I mean, but come on, you know it's coming.
Yeah,
I mean, you know he's not in prison.
Yeah.
They didn't make the documentary for him to be like, "Hey, it's all great, guys."
Yeah. That guy.
I got pussy.
It is very odd to me, but it's also odd to me the amount of accessibility that they had. Like, I didn't expect. I was killing time doing videos. I didn't expect anybody to immediately write me back. And you know what's weird is it's from his personal account, like with his own like email stamps and everything from the zoo, and it's kind of creepy.
I mean, they're still podunk people. I mean, it's not.
I know, but I
just because this documentary came out doesn't mean anything.
But I didn't expect it. You know, like
Netflix made the money. These people are just now ultra famous with.
They're ultra famous carnies.
Yeah, ultra famous carnies trying to figure out how to sell a cup of T-shirt. They don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
And then the most famous characters in jail, and then you got all these other ancillary characters that are all fucking nut jobs and carnies, and they all probably are trying to figure out how to monetize it. First thing you do is sell the shirts or whatever it is.
Right.
Like, that's the only
who was
thing.
your favorite character? Because you finished it now, right? I finished it too. Who's your favorite character?
I mean, God, that Doc Antle is a fucking weirdo.
He's my favorite.
I want to shave that soul patch right off his
He's my
face.
favorite
Back off
villain.
mine.
He's my favorite villain character, like because he's a little mysterious. But my favorite character, if you have to pick the one out of everybody who's just a good person, it's Nub.
Okay,
The girl that
They got her arm bit
got her
off.
arm bit
Yeah.
off. I call her Nub because I don't remember her name. I think it's like Steph or Stan or Stiv or something.
They call her some nickname.
But she is the
Staff or whatever.
Staff infection. She's the best. She's the best character.
She seems the most sane out of all of them.
Yeah, she does. And
Jet Ski Dutch Boy was legit though. With his, he had his lemur. He was selling lemurs
Let's
and
talk about
ceiling
Dutch
fans.
Boy. Let's talk about Dutch Boy for a second. First of all, why have that haircut at 40 years of age?
And for years, it was like a decade of videotapes, and he kept that same style.
Yeah, it's just a little like
it works for him.
It's the little
long bowl cut.
Yeah, it's the Jerry Maguire kid haircut.
I had that in 6th grade.
Also, that guy.
He was just in it to rat on people and make money, right? That's what.
Yeah.
Well, he was doing sketchy shit too.
He was a con
but
artist.
Instead of him going under, he started snitching on people.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah, that's how it all went
Yeah,
down
but it
because he
seems
was
like-
raided by the feds for
Right.
his lemur.
No, but they ask him though, and this is a little bit of a spoiler. They ask him, and like he basically is like, "I'm going back in because there's more to tell. So I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to get people to trust me. I'm going to find more stuff out, and I'm going to sell these
Yeah,
motherfuckers
because he's in
out."
trouble. That's how snitching works.
Yeah, but you mean like snitching for life?
Oh yeah.
One of the
What
last
a
scenes of him
terrible-
was like
He's an
Eastbound and
informant
Down.
now.
Was like him just like
And when
cruising around.
when they did cut to the jet ski, I fucking cackled.
I cried loud when I saw that because it was like a slow mo, like for like 30 seconds.
They know what
Follow
they're
me
doing.
on this. The people that put this documentary together, not documentary, they definitely had a sense of humor, and they knew that when they did the jet ski thing that I was
Well,
going
the
to
whole
fart
thing,
loud.
they know that this is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And
They picked the most ridiculous shit to put on there.
God,
because
it was good.
That's what's going to sell.
That guy, Jeff Lowe, the guy that stole the
Oakley hat.
Yeah, Mr. Oakley hat.
Yeah, with the
He had
bandanas
a
on.
plaid affliction button down on.
Oh, by the way, Joe calls him, I know this because of talking to his team, they call him Baldy. So if you see any post where Joe Exotic refers to Baldy, that's Jeff Lowe, because apparently he wears the do-rag with the hat on top of it because he's like...
He's got the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, there's no hair up there.
Yeah. It's the Brett Michaels. It's, hey, I lost my... Which, by the way, my wife made fun of me because I wear Tom and Dan bandanas a lot. She's like, you're going to be that guy.
So you're Jeff Lowe?
But... I've met a couple Jeff Lowe's in my life, and
you used to operate exclusively with Jeff Lowe.
And
a lot of a lot of the guys that you would operate with had jeans that had big Gothic crosses on the ass patches.
Yeah, and it's all the same shit, which is bizarre. But I guess it's the category of person who's like a con artist and has money, but you don't know where it's from.
Right.
Like, there's no reason why he's rich.
Yeah.
But he comes off as rich and he buys expensive shit and he always has like rich things, but you're like, wait a minute,
where's this money coming from?
Yeah. Like, you don't own a company where you know most of the time you meet a rich person and you're like, oh, this is why.
We knew a guy from a certain company that would come in here with his friend,
Florida white trash rich,
and they would say things to us, and every time they'd leave here, we'd be like, how the fuck do they make any? What the fuck do they do? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. And it's
fuck you. Red Coat Media is successful. It's legit. It is legit.
It's bizarre because they're always jumping from one fucking scheme to the other, and it's the same shit. And
it's like the Firefest guy.
Yeah. It's like
definitely.
This is what they do. They just jump from one manipulation and one scam to another or whatever, and somehow
I feel like that would be so stressful.
But they're built.
But they look like they're living their best life, right?
They're made for it.
Like that's what they're made to do, and it's weird.
Made to scale.
But there are people like this.
Yeah.
They're
probably.
I know a couple that are literally the same dude.
If you got a psychiatrist and sat them down, they'd probably admit that they're more comfortable in the environment of the scam than they would be being legit.
Yeah.
And
that's all they know.
Yeah, because there's nothing there, for them. There's no excitement, or there's nothing that even registers on their.
And if you get a master manipulator, con artist, they are good at conning. To the point where they'll get people to invest into their cockamamie shit. And I mean, you've seen it in the damn documentary.
Look at founders behind it.
But it's just,
this motherfucker over here, Jeff Lowe.
And then you're asking yourself, you're like, how did this guy talk someone else into giving such an amount of money to him? But it's like they're fucking really good at saying shit to manipulate people, and they portray themselves as being rich and at a status that they're not.
You and I have a little bit of that gene in the fact that, and I think you'll understand what I mean with this. Like when things here are smooth, organized, and good, that to us is less comfortable than when we're always having to fight, to climb, or to figure something. Right? I mean, I wouldn't say it's better, but I'm just saying I think that we've had to do the inverse more than we've had the smooth sailing.
Yeah. There is a certain human nature to when things are smooth and not rocky and going well, your anxiety.
When's the other shoe dropping?
Yeah, you're like, oh, what's going on? The same. But this is a different thing. It's kind of like the Bernie Madoffs of the world and these scam artists that can be completely comfortable knowing it's almost like they believe their own lies.
Yeah.
They're mentally.
I think in their brains are like, this time it'll work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or it's like this. Yeah, you're right. It's got to be something because they know they're like, okay, I went into business. I promised all this stuff. I can't deliver. It's the Bernie Madoff is like, I know that in a year, if I can't pay this back, these people are paying this money and I'm giving it to these people. It's like a fucking Ponzi scheme or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always a scam, but they're comfortable living that way. And I guess that's a trait that you need to do this because. How could anybody live like that? Knowing that this is all bullshit. You've all these web of lies. There's nothing real behind it. You don't have any money. But you can still, with a straight face, go on with your life.
Well, I laughed yesterday afternoon, and I'm not kidding you. I laughed yesterday afternoon. I was getting ready to, Andrea's texting me. She's like, you got to come home and cook tacos. And I'm exporting the ACT from yesterday, the video. You can find it on YouTube. And when I'm getting these replies back, I got into a conversation with somebody on Joe Exotic's team who was telling me that Jeff Lowe is selling the fake Joe Exotic gay shirts. And then they sent me a link. They're like, this is the website you go to get the real Joe Exotic shirts. I started fucking laughing. I'm like, is this even real? Is this a real conversation I'm having on a fucking Thursday? Like with a guy in a documentary on Netflix with Big Cats, this crazy person, or who is that? Who am I talking to? This assistant.
You're talking. Who knows? But these are real people, and that's the crazy thing because you're watching it. You're like, this is.
And they reply,
it's gotta be fake. Like this can't be real. Like these people can't exist in the real life.
It doesn't seem real,
and they do.
And sure enough, I went on the fucking website, and you can buy a real Joe Exotic shirt if you want it.
You know what?
I will not send you the website.
If they do,
already bought one.
Try to do a sequel. It's never going to be good as the original because
you got to go in a different angle, and I think I know where they're going to pivot because it's more than just big cats. I mean, you could do a series on this kind of shit, this type of animal abuse into the end of time. Mm-hmm. They probably will though dig a little deeper in Doc. I have a feeling because that's where you go. If you're doing a second season,
just do about cults,
you just go to Doc. You don't.
But he'll shut it down because the thing is,
he won't participate.
What happened with the first? They had all this footage from him and the people that gave him. Like,
they have footage of Doc over the years. I mean, he's been doing it for years.
You're right. My buddy Alex, he's like,
that wasn't that hard. All you had to do is go on your phone and find Turkey Leg's wife. I'm just saying that's your angle is to go with a different character because the Joe thing. Plus, who knows what's going to happen with the new lawsuit that he did and all of that. I'm sure it doesn't have as much legs as he would like to think it is. Plus, he's been begging for Trump to pardon him and everything. Now I'm on his Facebook. I can't not get off of it.
Is he interacting with people?
Every day there's a post. Now it's from him. Probably somebody else is posting it. But supposedly, from what I was told yesterday, I'm not kidding you. I'm not lying. I was told that he was being transported yesterday. I was also told that our message and request for interview was put in. And I was also told that he will be posting and has been given back the right to be on Facebook because they're transporting him to a different facility.
Probably because the amount of notoriety that this shit has given him, right?
He's probably low risk. He's probably compliant. He's probably a lot of other stuff. They probably give him some sort of rights.
How many people do you think watch this?
Murder for hire, dude. Really? You get Facebook back? Really?
Based on
look at him.
Based on the amount of people posting about this on Facebook,
I've never seen anything like it.
Me neither. And it all has to do with this.
It's Corona. Yeah, I mean, it's Corona.
There's always something like the last one was what? Don't fuck with cats, right? That was everywhere.
Yeah, but nowhere close to this many.
This one,
How to Make a Murderer was pretty huge.
That was pretty huge.
But my mom asked me about this one, and that's usually my barometer. Is if it trickles its way down to a 77-year-old woman.
I've never seen the amount of characters. Like, seemingly, it's endless. All these people are all crazy characters. Every single one is a goddamn like, oh my god, you're like the guy with no legs, and then the fucking, and then
he's the most normal one.
I know.
I'm having like a weird deja vu when you're like Game of Thrones. No one will ever be this engaged in a TV show ever again, and now we're like Tiger King. No one will ever be this engaged ever again.
The guy with no legs.
In absolutes.
The guy with
I didn't see this shit. I don't think they would have if it wasn't for fucking the Corona and the amount of people stuck inside.
It is a perfect storm. I think a lot of people still would have watched it, just like Don't Fuck with Cats. But I do think more did because they needed something to watch.
It would have been spread out more. Like we got in, and like it's literally like the virus. Like except for like now, TV shows are like boom, they're getting slammed right now. Because
so what's the next big one going to be?
Ozark got released today. Everyone's going to binge that and talk about that.
No,
not at all.
I need more big cats. Now I'm kind of addicted to it. I need more extreme gay animal abuse.
Hey, let's go to the Apopka Big Cat Place to go show.
Is there a Apopka?
Oh yeah, an Apopka. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, we can't do it now. We're on lockdown.
Yeah. It's probably everything.
It's probably shut down. Yeah.
All right, well,
anyway,
you want to get out of here?
Yep.
Hey, that was fun. We blew off a little bit of steam. Guys, if you're in need of anything, if you're concerned or whatever, if you're a BDM member, in the BDM page, there's a little posted or pinned posts that you can, throw your concerns, or if maybe you think a BDM can help you out. If you're looking for something right now while we're on lockdown, go ahead and do that.
Yep.
What else do we need to plug?
Our documentary is free on Amazon Prime
Hey,
right
let's
now.
get that trending instead of old.
Yeah. A lot of people were watching it last night
Exotic.
because
should have called it Podcast King or something.
this. And by the
Podcast
way,
Kings, yeah.
this just by happenstance happened. It's not like we were like, oh, people
Here's
are
what
going
we
to be
do, right? Everybody listening, post that you're watching it and make up some extreme thing that's in the documentary. It doesn't have to be in there, but it'll get people to watch it that don't know about Tom and Dan. Be like, oh my God, I can't believe, and then make
we're
up
no
a
different
scenario.
than Joe Exotic.
Yeah, let's
crazy, but Tom euthanized all those tiger cubs.
Let's spread lies.
Yeah.
Let's get it all out there so people click and watch
Tom
it.
was late today gassing his tiger cubs in his garage before he came over.
That was Garage Cat.
So that's available for free if you have Amazon Prime. Also, we've got a merch promotion now, free sunglasses and koozie to anybody who buys a piece of merch. Get your hoodies or last chance. It's still cold up north a little bit.
Oh God, I thought you meant last chance before we all die.
And we have a lot of sales going on. We got t-shirts for $15 and $10 on the site. So go buy that. And if you can, BDM members, raise your love meter subscription amount of
Hold on
dollars.
a second. Raise your love meter. Something.
Heyo.
Yeah, I'm raising mine right now.
Butler's love meter's popping out.
Can't be raised any higher, baby.
And that would help us out. Guys, we'll
Listen to Semantics.
Yes,
Yeah. They need help
We're
too.
recording tonight. Send us an
Yeah.
email, show@semanticspodcast.com.
Yeah, support her sponsors like small breweries like
Yeah,
Rock Pit.
Rock Pit.
Give them some love. Yeah, look, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
It's up to all of us to prop each other up and survive.
Absolutely. So we will be back to normal like we were this week.
Yeah.
Continue to recording shows and ACTs and BDM shows and everything. We'll just
stay
continue to do it.
safe, wash your hands, stay inside, do what you're directed to do. This is not the time to be stupid. And also, if I might, now is not the time to fight with each other and get all pissy. No, you don't waste your time doing that.
Just keep your feet on the ground.
I had somebody come aggro at me because they couldn't get in their account.
People are getting frustrated.
They are, and man, I went at him I poured so much kindness on this guy, and you know what? It worked because we got him up and running. He's in his BDM account. He's listening to shows.
People are irritated right now.
Yeah, I get it, and you know what? You have right to be irritated. Everybody's irritated. I get it.
I get it too, but let's all take a step back and just be like, you know what? Let's all chill out.
Yeah, be sweet, be
And
nice
stop
to
driving
each
like
other.
assholes.
Yeah, don't run stop signs. That's my biggest complaint. Do not run
And
stop
stop
signs.
at red lights, dude. Everything.
Yeah. You know what kills you faster in Corona? Running a stop sign. Don't do that.
Rolling a Pika Pika, too.
We're all in the same situation. Nothing we could do about it. So try to make the best of it. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
And now it's time for the Tom and Dan end of the show footnotes. Today you heard music from
Alkaline Trio. Now, I had no idea that these dudes were going to drop a brand new EP, but damn it couldn't have come at a better time from the brand new self-titled 3-song extended play. You heard their track, Radio Violence. If you love these guys, then you're going to want to definitely check this out. Can't wait for the full length. After that, you heard new music from The Dream Syndicate. Now, I love the nice extended build of this track. This is the only single that they've released, but normally that means that something good is right around the corner. You heard the song Longing. This is a great song for a long drive at exactly midnight on a dark road where you don't know where you're going and it's spooky. After that, we jumped back into punk with new music from the band Fake Names. This is a punk rock supergroup, folks. Just Google it. Their full length comes out on May 8th. You heard the song Bread. We close out the show with such a fun and strange song from the album or EP entitled 5 Songs to Briefly Fill the Void. You heard the track Multiply. This is really, really good, showing off Murph's sophomore release and how talented this gentleman is. It's my fun, super duper pick of the week. And on that note, guys, we'll see you next week.